Um,
Oh, look at that.
round two.
Ding ding.
Right.
Oh, and it's working even better.
Oh, that's good.
I'm in the red to start off with instead of in the green.
That's good.
I hate my life.
We're gonna get this working eventually.
I
It's a work in
don't care.
progress.
You know what it is? It's just the fact that my internet does not like streaming.
I'm certain by the end of episode 1.75, we'll have a successful streaming setup.
I could only hope so. I actually hope people
Good.
want to come around this time because it was such a fiasco last time.
Yeah. Anyways, welcome to Crusty Salt, episode 1.1. or
1.1.1.1.1.
We're going Minecraft style here.
At least it's not 3.141597.
1.2.8.765 purely 13W04A.
So it's a Minecraft.
Yes.
I hate those things.
I
have
we're doing
said-
everything snapshot style.
I have said that the snapshot is the worst thing for gaming ever made.
Yeah, it's pretty rough.
Because you get some stuff in there that works, then you get stuff that doesn't, and then you get them taking away some of the things that were working and implement all the stuff that was crap.
This snapshot's been working out pretty well. The latest one. I don't know if you follow Minecraft development, but they added like 3 new blocks, and they haven't done anything else for a month.
Yeah, they added like the
So-
concrete blocks and the terracotta
added-
blocks.
They added concrete, they added terracotta, they added... That's actually about it. I have been playing it in my Cosmic Craft. That's been very fun. I have done nothing with the new stuff.
Okay, I gotta
So-
start it again.
I don't know, maybe you're just having a hard time with your internet? I don't know.
I don't know. It's just every time I go to
'Cause-
stream, it just tends to poop itself.
It's not Restream because I'm running Restream right now. Everything's fine. No frame drops. Green across the board. No one...
Doing it again. I changed settings again.
I don't
Oh,
know.
uploads at 120 kilobytes a second.
Wow, that's not a lot of kilobits.
No.
Yeah, so... Let me see. Change the topic over here real quick.
I think I got it. It looks like it's more stable this time. I have no idea. Doesn't matter. Worst case scenario, you've got a great stream and I don't.
Hey! look at
Hey,
that.
Opa.
I'm gonna stay all the viewers for once.
Have them.
No.
You can keep them.
I'm gonna keep all the viewers.
They're
yeah.
going to you anyway because you're more
Yeah.
entertaining than I am.
I'm slowly crawling up. I've been doing good recently. Not a lot
I sold
today,
my soul to
but,
Mountain Dew apparently, so...
Yeah. Still drinking the same Arizona tea I had earlier.
Yeah, it's the same Mountain Dew. I didn't go to the dollar store and grab another
Slightly.
one.
Oh, that's a shame. This is
Why would I hop on my bicycle and go anywhere when I've already had a workout and a half today? Screw this day! This day has sucked.
Yeah, I heard you had a rough day. It's fun. You had to fix somebody's kitchen, didn't you? It's not at all
Yeah.
related to gaming or technology, but who cares?
Well, it kind of stems... It's linked to the channel because I did my stream this morning. I got up early. Great morning. I mean, I enjoyed St. Patrick's Day to the fullest. I didn't do anything involving liquor.
Right.
I was like a 17-year-old boy. I didn't want to do anything. I sat here. I played video games. I did a bunch of recordings, rendered, uploaded. Everything was done. And somebody finally in my chat, Nate, is saying hi.
There we go, over Nate. Man, the Twitch just freaking out right now. I hate when it pops up 20 viewers because I get really excited for about 30 seconds. But yeah, that's same.
Yes.
I did Jack Squad on St. Patrick. I actually played GTA 5 until like 3 in the morning, which was fun.
It is fun. Did you record any of it?
No, I was just playing with some friends, just
Okay.
kind of goofing around. It's a fun game. It's still broken as all get out for me,
Dude.
but it's a very fun game.
To get into like a multiplayer game with just friends, it took me a week to figure it out. Like it's like there's 18 different ways you could actually meet up with friends, and some of them you have to do some way, some you have to do another way. I'm like, what the hell?
Yeah, it's GTA 5. It's not an easy game to get into multiplayer-wise because personally I prefer to get multiplayer matches with only friends or only crew because I don't like playing with other people. Other people in that game, as biggest problem I have with GTA 5, I've logged like 170 hours in the multiplayer. It is people there are horrible unless you know them. Even when you know them, they're horrible.
I'm pretty sure they've all played Rust.
Yeah, that's the only thing I can think.
Yeah, it's
There we go.
well. That's a general my general take on multiplayer gaming right now. Is
Yeah,
that
Rust is a very rough game.
so is Russ. Russ is a very Russ
rough
person.
Russ is a Russ person. He's horrible, terrible. He won't play Overwatch with me. We've been trying to get him to play Overwatch all day.
I actually, so my people know that in the background of my video right now is a sneak peek of a video coming out tomorrow.
Oh man!
Ha 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 ha!
In the background of my video is
same old piece of crap you played before.
My unkempt life.
Yeah.
So much garbage.
What, you played Sims 3 again?
Yeah, playing. I've thought about playing Sims again.
So have
Sims is an entertaining game half the time.
I've been actually watching somebody play Sims 4 recently. Quill18. I don't know if you ever watch his stuff. He's been playing Sims 4. There's a new add-on or something that he got a hold of. And it's like city life where he's like living in an apartment and stuff. It was really funny. Because he's a guy that plays like these like Civilization and all those like really deep strategy games, and all of a sudden he's playing The Sims and he's got a character that works from home on his computer, and it's like such a dichotomy of like what he normally does. So I'm tickled watching it. So, but
it's one of my favorite Sims Let's Plays was Good's Sims 4 Let's Play.
Okay.
Never played a Sims game before, and it's just utter chaos. I think I only watched like the first 20 episodes when it first came out, but it was hilarious. Because he had no idea what he was walking into. Never played Sims game. It was complete chaos. I love those kinds of Let's Plays.
Dude, my first time ever playing The Sims, I created a character that was a serial killer.
Everybody does that though. At the end of the day, everybody just ends up torturing their Sims. Because I remember the only thing my first playthrough of Sims I ever did is I played for about 20 minutes and then I just started finding new and creative ways to kill people.
Well, what I would do is, here we go again. People are in my chat going, "I thought you were younger than this." I have broken the barrier. People like,
you should have switched the names around on whose name is which.
Yeah, because that would actually, because our voices are so similar.
Yeah.
I should just put a picture of Popeye the Sailor Man up here and go away with it. Just the hell with it. No, it's like when I first did it, like the first Sims, like the very first time, like you had like limited careers and limited things you could do. But what I did was it created a bunch of different Sims. They all lived in the same neighborhood. Like I made women, and then like they had families and all this stuff. And I had a guy that was single, and that was my main character. And he would like throw parties, and everyone would come over. And then I end up hitting on the wife, and she would get angry at me, and then I would go and invite the husband outside to talk, and then I'd pause the game and I'd build 4 walls around him, around the husband.
Oh no!
Fast forward time because he can't get out, he can't do anything. He pees himself, he cries himself to sleep, then he dies. Then I'd slow it down again, tear down the walls, and then go and hit on the wife again because she needs consoling from her dead husband. And then I would have her, and like she become part of my family. Then I'd kill her off and do the same thing over again. It got to the point that so many Sims had died that I crashed the game because anybody that came walking by my place started crying for unknown reasons. And it was great. Like I couldn't play anymore. Like it was so busted. Like there was so much bad juju around my house that nobody could walk near it. I loved it. It was great. That's what I love about that game. Like that whole series.
Sims is a chaotic game. I've got a long time. This is like actually it's October 10th was the last time I played. I had a BGN house going on. A bunch of people from the Brew Gaming Network. I had like
and you were just leaving us on our own.
In one house. This is the last time I played. It was October 10th.
They must be dead by now.
I got that video feed going on in the background right now. And
oh, nice.
I forgot how many race car beds were included in that house.
Dude, what was it? There was like everyone's like one episode I was watching, or one time I was watching. We were all outside playing in front of a puddle.
Yeah, everybody went out and played in the puddle. It was complete chaos. Like the bathroom has 4 toilets next to each other. There's 4 showers. Armor looks like Jesus.
Well,
there's like a lip couch. It's complete chaos. That was fun. I may have to pick that up again. Do that again sometime.
Yeah, I actually picked it up on the last Steam sale because the last big one they had, like the Christmas one, I think it was like $3 or $4. I picked it up because I'm like, well, just in case.
Yeah.
What's a worst case scenario? It'd be fun. Look, we're talking about video games, man.
Yeah, talking about Sims, talking about video games. Sims is a fun game though. I I haven't played it. Actually, I think that was the last time I played it. Was the last time I streamed it. But it always ends up being complete chaos. I love it.
It does. It absolutely does, and I love that for it.
Oh man.
So, are you interested in waiting on any games that are coming out, or is there anything that's piquing your interest?
Earlier we ranted about Mass Effect Andromeda, and really
Yeah.
that was the only super aware of coming out this year. As far as release schedules go this year, I don't really know what comes out this year.
Prey's coming out. That's coming out very soon.
I've heard things. I think that's going to be another one of those games that everyone looks forward to and ends up being a flop.
It can't be as bad as the original game.
No, it can't. But
I mean, that was a...
at the same time, I don't know. Actually, let me pull up on this. Can I open up a Chrome window over here so I can actually Google things on this screen? That would be fantastic. I'm gonna look up 2017 release schedule because honestly, I haven't. Last year was a very popular game for year for games. There were a lot of games that came out last year. This year, I honestly don't know. The only one I really knew that was coming out is Mass Effect. That was the only one I was really paying attention to.
Yeah.
Let's see here.
There's a few.
Game release schedule. Let's see here. So Mass Effect Andromeda comes out. Sniper Ghost Warrior 3.
Don't really
Prey. Rhyme. I don't know what that is. It's being overshadowed
really?
currently. Yeah, it looks like.
No,
really?
I went to go full screen on something and then I realized that I've completely broken.
Let me see here. Every game release date in 2017. Yeah, there's a lot of indie games. Let's see here.
Okay, that should work.
For Honor came out. These are all in the past. Honestly, a lot of the big games that came out, or at least that I'm aware of, came out, already. It's been a very early year release schedule. Next month, no, I don't want to read this advertisement. Nothing really. There's going to be a new Mario Kart for the Switch. We talked about that earlier. I'm not going to own a Switch. Prey comes out in May.
Yep.
That's a game.
I'm looking
Elder Scrolls
forward
Online
to
Morrowind
the
comes out in June. That's one I could say I'm looking forward to.
But these are all the triple titles, the triple A. Like, are there any?
I can't think of very many. Most of the indie games I find after they come out.
Or I tell you guys about it.
Yeah, basically.
The one that I'm actually curious about, I'm going to pull it up on my channel here right now. Quake Champions.
Oh yeah, I forgot Quake's coming out.
Yeah, that one I'm actually stoked about because I'm a huge fan of Quake.
I love the old Quakes. Yeah.
Yeah.
Is there any gameplay of that I can scroll in the background? I don't think there is, but yeah, there's it looks interesting.
I did go to Game Guru. There's a link in that one for it. Yeah, I get a lot of my game news off of GameGuru.gg. I think it is. So it's a site I've been using this for like 10 years.
Yeah,
it's still
I've got the trailer going in the background. It is another Bethesda id reboot, which I after playing Wolfenstein and from what I've heard of the new Doom, they've been rocking the old game reboots, and I really hope they're able to. I know this they're going for more of a class-based shooter.
Yeah,
in this one, which I'm a little bit worried about because Quake isn't very much of a class-based shooter in my experience with it. But if they do it well, good on them because I love Quake. I love those old shooters.
Oh, I got my feet wet on first-person shooters playing like the original Doom and Duke Nukem 3D.
Yeah.
But when Quake came out, the original
Quake
Quake
was something else. Yeah,
just floored me. And then Quake 2. I mean, I played that one competitively. Like we were playing that on 56K modems and actually having fun.
Yeah,
like
those old shooters like Quake, they were great. Yep. I mean, but the problem is that's something that's very hard to capture in modern times because everything has gone so pretty, so fast paced. Everything's gone pretty, everything's gone class based, everything's gone very specialized. None of it's just here's a gun, go shoot people. That's not a thing anymore.
I miss that.
Yeah, like I do too.
Unreal Tournament and Quake 3. Or actually, Quake 2. Quake 3 was not necessarily my favorite, but Unreal Tournament and Quake 2, I devoted more hours to those.
Unreal Tournament back in the day. I loved Unreal Tournament. Quake's one I played a couple. I playing them. They were enjoyable games. It wasn't something I played a super lot. I'm still excited to see what Champions does. You know, like I said, if they are able to pull this off like they pulled everything else off, then I'm going to be stoked, because really this would be kind of the first arena shooter that someone's been able to pull off with classes.
Well, I was worried about id Software because, like, when Carmack left, I was like, because he was like the driving force behind it for me.
Yeah.
Like back in the 90s, like he made the engines and like he was like the super coder. So it was like a lot of the stuff that he pushed, like he pushed the envelope on gaming as far as I'm concerned. Like in the 90s.
Yeah, Carmack is definitely one of the big names out there for that.
Yeah.
He did tremendous things for gaming.
Oh God, it was phenomenal. Now he's dealing with the Oculus Rift crap.
Yeah, he's suing Bethesda too. Was that related?
No,
or,
ZeniMax.
He's suing them, I think, for.
Yeah, well, there was a thing going on that he got, or Oculus Rift got sued, and the ruling was in favor of ZeniMax for that. So that's whatever it's in whatever aspect of it is now. Then Carmack went and sued ZeniMax, not over that lawsuit, from my understanding. It's actually in regards to the original deal of id Software being sold off. So
yeah.
So there's like payments or something that's still pending on that. Apparently, I didn't really care. Like,
yeah, I mean, from what I read of it, he had fairly legitimate reasons to sue them.
That was my understanding of it. So I was like,
yeah,
you know, and
I don't know.
There's enough bad press on everything that he's done anyway. So
yeah,
I mean,
he's been doing very, or not he, but id Software has been doing a lot of very good things lately with the reboots. So like I said, that's what gives me confidence for this.
Yes.
It's not going to break my heart if it's poorly done. Like I said, I'm not a huge Quake fan, but from judging by what they've done already from Wolfenstein and what they've done from Doom, this could have a chance to be a very, very good game. So I'm looking forward to seeing where that goes.
Yeah, no, I would as well. Does this work? There we go.
I'm watching some old Quake gameplay now. I kind of want to play Quake again.
Yeah, no, it's one game that I go back to. I do have a question. Space Comanche is asking if you guys played Witcher 3.
I have. I have. We can talk about Witcher 3 forever. Yeah, that's another fantastic game.
You know what? That's one of those weird games that, like, I was watching a guy the other day and he was going on about Witcher 3 and he said he just didn't like it. And it's not that he said the game was bad, the game was good, but his issue with it was it didn't make him, when he got up in the morning, he didn't want to go back and play. Like, there wasn't that drive to go back and play all the time. And I wasn't arguing with him on that. I was like, you're actually right, because I put that game down too many times and not gone back to it.
Well, I'm gonna, like, honestly, I played through the game. I played many, many hours of the game. I played it twice now. I've done one playthrough of just the game, and I did another playthrough with the game and the DLC. That game, honestly, is one of my favorite games story-wise.
Yeah.
It is. It has, honestly, in my opinion, I think it has the best writing out of any video game that's come out. And I think it is a very beautiful game. The gameplay is one of the very few games I can honestly stand back and say I'd probably give a solid 10 out of 10 to.
I won't argue that.
But at the end of the day, it's not everybody's game. It's very, very long. It's very, very drawn out. On my first playthrough of the game, I stopped halfway through and came back a couple months later and finished it, because it was one of those games, I'm 50 hours in, it's like, okay, I'm kind of starting to get tired of this. And honestly, during my second playthrough, it was just like, okay, I got toward the end of the second DLC and I was like, okay, let's just wrap this up. I'm tired of sitting here. There are other games I want to play. It took about 2 months to play that game all the way through all the DLC. But I totally understand why it's not everybody's game. It's long, it's drawn out, but at the end of the day, if you enjoy it, it's great. It's a fantastic game and everybody loves it who's played it and played it all the way through.
Yeah. The storyline on it is phenomenal. I mean, and it does a great RPG. Like it absolutely does.
That is exactly the kind of RPG I want to see, is the way Witcher 3 did things.
Yeah,
because it's not dumbed down. It's what I think. It's kind of one of those things that goes back to Fallout 4, because I can talk about Fallout 4 around circles forever. The whole thing was they were like, we're sacrificing player freedom for story, and they did not do that at all. But when you look at Witcher 3, there's a lot of things where you don't have a choice in it. Especially when it comes to dialogue, because when I think RPG, I think choosing your own dialogue. There's a lot of things where you're just selecting what way you want to say something, but they still execute that in a very good way, a way that not a lot of other games have been able to do.
Oh yeah, the story, Skyrim and Fallout 4 fall to this to me into the same category of like the world has like when I walked into both those games, I felt like I was going to be engrossed, enthralled. I'm going to be stuck here for days and days and days. And as Skyrim did it better than Fallout 4, but it still has a hollow feel to me.
The best way I've heard, and this really goes for almost every Bethesda game. I can think of very few mainstream, Fallout or Elder Scrolls games that this isn't applied to. They are ocean wide. They're as wide as an ocean, but they're tea tray shallow.
Yeah,
that is the best way I've heard to describe it, because they're fantastic games. Don't get me wrong. I love Skyrim. It's one of my all-time favorite games. And Fallout 4, I gave it a lot of trouble, but at the end of the day, I still enjoyed it. I mean, a lot of the problems I had with it came from the DLC and their DLC policies.
That was a business decision. That has nothing to do with the game.
That was a business decision, more along the lines, and I totally agree. I'm trying to argue if these games are deep in any way. Fallout 4 and Skyrim both are very, very shallow, especially compared to their predecessors. I went back and I've been playing on and off Oblivion again, and it's like the difference between the writing in Oblivion and the writing in Skyrim, even right off the bat. I walk into a town, I start a side quest. You do that in Skyrim, it's like, okay, go kill 5 bears, come back.
Yeah.
And this, it's like, okay, I want you to come meet me behind this church at midnight. Don't tell anyone. It's just like weird stuff like that. The little differences is what really makes it.
Well, it's just like even if you feel like the like Elder Scrolls Online feels more fleshed out in some ways than Skyrim.
Elder Scrolls Online though was done by a different team.
I get that.
It was done by ZeniMax Online, and I honestly, if they put the people in charge of Elder Scrolls Online in charge of the next Elder Scrolls game, like numeric Elder Scrolls game,
yep,
I would be totally down for that, because honestly, Elder Scrolls Online is one of the better games I've played in recent times.
Storyline especially, I mean, it has a lot of depth to it, which was shocking for me.
Yeah, I really want to go back. I think I'm going to start just my own private playthrough of it, so I can go through and actually focus on the story and the quests, because the story and the quests, they are actually very good.
I thought you enjoyed running around with me waxing poetic and talking.
Oh, I enjoy waxing poetic, and I'll continue to do that. But I'd love to sit down and actually enjoy the story that's going on in the background.
What's funny is I grabbed that on the Xbox One just so I could do that.
Yeah, I'm gonna do that pretty soon, because I really enjoy. I played about probably 14 hours on my own before I even started streaming it.
Yep.
And there were very few moments in that game where I thought, "Why am I doing this?" Pretty much every moment in the game, there was depth to it, more so than any recent Bethesda publishing I've seen.
Oh, entirely.
So, the problem, I don't know why they do this. Bethesda has some fantastic writers. They have some fantastic people there, yet they do not use those people at all on their mainstream games, like Skyrim and Fallout.
They're writing fan fiction for, other things, I assume now.
Yeah, because it's like, I mean, even like I played through Wolfenstein recently.
Great games.
The story behind that game is great. It will bring you to tears. You get involved with the people. I can't say there is any character in Skyrim I have ever gotten attached to enough to where I feel bad for going through and murdering.
I pooped my pants the first time I saw one of those robotic werewolf things. I was like, what the hell is this?
Yeah, I mean, it's like you feel, you look at Wolfenstein, you actually feel engrossed in the world, as compared to Skyrim, which is kind of, it's shallow going back to
very shallow.
Not to say that I dislike Skyrim.
Nope.
Or dislike Elder Scrolls. I love them.
But I got hundreds of hours into Skyrim, and I beat it on every way that I could.
Yeah. I just hope with the next Elder Scrolls game, and really the next few games, I've already said they're working on 2 entirely new IPs.
Yes.
I hope that they put a lot more effort into going that direction, because I'd be very excited. I'd be very excited about that.
I'm excited for Elder Scrolls Online Morrowind.
Oh yeah,
I'm looking forward to that. Again, just because of the fact that I've been burned too many times with Bethesda stuff, that I'm going to hold off and wait until I see the reviews and stuff on it.
Yeah, I have more faith in ZeniMax Online than Bethesda, but yeah, definitely, I think it's going to be good. The trailer for it looked really good, and I really enjoyed this. I really enjoy all the cinematics they've done for that.
My biggest concern for it is that it's going to be short.
Yeah.
Like I don't want this to feel like it should have been a DLC instead of a standalone game.
I don't think it's going to be short though. I think they'll do. I don't think
so. I'm 99% sure that they're going to put in the right effort, but I want to make sure that what I see is going to be what I want.
Yeah. It looks good so far. I'm pulling up the trailer on my end for someone if anyone who hasn't seen it. I definitely recommend checking it out. But yeah, it's gonna be interesting to see where that goes. I enjoyed Morrowind as a game.
Yep.
I think that was one of the more well written Bethesda titles. So that does inspire a little bit of confidence there to go back into that area. But yeah, I just hope whatever they do next, they do well. They follow after the other games that they've been publishing.
I want to see what,
especially after Fallout 4. Fallout 4 was rough.
I want to see what is coming on Steam for the upcoming titles. See if there's anything that piques my interest.
Take a look in there because, like I said, I've been digging through what we have here. I think Game Informer, no GameSpot up, and this looks like a very dry year. In terms Middle Earth, there's a new Middle Earth game, Shadow of War.
Yeah.
I could never get into Shadow of Mordor. I always thought I'd really enjoy that game. I bought it, and I couldn't get into it. It wouldn't let me
tough. It's tough. It's tough to get into. The thing that I loved about it was the Nemesis setup.
I really enjoy the mechanics of the game, and I really hope at some point I can get into that game. But for some reason, I could not get into it. I played, I think, 3 or 4 hours of it, and eventually I just uninstalled it and said I'll come back to it. It's taking up too much space in my hard drive, and I'm not doing anything with it.
It is huge. Well, I think my biggest problem this year has been the fact that the games that have grabbed my attention or gotten me interested in gaming have all been fairly small titles.
Yeah, it's all been indie games.
Yeah, I mean...
Indie games are both a blessing and a curse to the gaming industry, because on one hand there are some fantastic games. You look at stuff that's come out like Rust or 7 Days to Die, you look at Stardew Valley, and then you look at all the 50 million survival crafting games that are terrible, all the 50 million terrible looking titles that have been greenlit on Steam. There are some very rough.
Did you hear about what they're changing?
Yeah, they're getting rid of Greenlight. I know that.
God.
Yeah, I'm excited about that. It needs a reworking. Greenlight is very rough.
Well, I mean, when I had Steam when it first came out. So I mean, the first purchase I ever made was Half-Life 2.
Right.
So I mean, that's why I got Steam, that's why I got that, and then that's all I played for a little while. And then about a year or two later I went back on Steam and there was like other games available other than ones that Valve was making. I'm like, "Oh, cool. This is kind of neat." And then that became like, for me, was like, if the game was on Steam, it was a good game.
Right.
So I was like, it's going to be high quality. This is like, they don't put their brand behind crap. And then all of a sudden, what? Hangouts link? No, I'm not giving you the Hangouts link. We're not using Hangouts. Mayberry. That's the name, was Mayberry. Mayberry Landstred. We're not using Hangouts. We're using Skype. So
it's almost worse.
No, but then all of a sudden the Greenlight thing came on. I'm like, okay, so this is going to be a good process. They're going to put up the information. People are going to get excited for it. They're going to vote for things. It's going to be passed through like a certain amount of like quality assurance before it gets lit. Yeah. And then all of a sudden I'm seeing all of this garbage come through. Yeah. There was more games published last year than was on Steam the year before. I think that was one of the numbers I saw. It was like something outrageous, the amount of indie little titles that came out. And there's so much garbage. So much.
Yeah, there is a lot of garbage on Steam right now, which is a shame because I enjoy a lot of indie titles. I love. There are very few indie titles that I really dislike, that I played at least. Granted, I really don't buy the garbage. I don't go out of my way to buy the garbage.
I only get that when I get the bundles.
Yeah, I go out of my way to get garbage sometimes.
I like to try to give that stuff to Kit. See if he'll make a video and then throw a temper tantrum. And I want to see Kit gets angry and throw a controller.
We're getting there. I'm surprised he didn't get there during Octodad.
Oh, just a second. Imagine is saying that Mountain Dew is going to make me more thirsty. Yes. I've been on an all-vegan diet for 5-6 weeks now. And like my entire diet has been like bottled water or like homemade smoothies and juices. As a treat for myself yesterday for St. Patrick's Day, instead of drinking beer or doing anything stupid, I bought a bag of pretzels and a Mountain Dew. I ate some of the pretzels, put the Mountain Dew in the fridge, and I opened it tonight. So this is my treat. This is my party. I am having a celebration. But and it's making me dry, making me parched, and making me want to vape more. Which is, and there's no nicotine in this. So anybody that wants to complain, like, why are you vaping, Rob? Like,
we get it. You vape. No.
You have to admit, though, my
games.
vaping is down from when we used to do these podcasts.
It is. I remember.
Chuck,
I remember
chuck.
that.
Yeah.
That's all it was. Yours was just a puff of smoke.
Yeah. I've gone like zero nicotine since July. So
Cool.
Almost a year.
Yeah, that's good.
Coming up there. You know.
Only when you drink. No. But yeah, indie games on Steam have gotten kind of rough. Everything. Like I said, every now and again there's a diamond in the rough. You know, I think one of my favorite examples of that was Stardew Valley came out last year. That was a game that I, oddly enough, did not think I would enjoy. It's not a great game for Let's Playing.
Oh, it's crap.
At least. It's a horrible game for Let's Playing. But as a sit down and just do nothing game, or
it's
a
fun.
Netflix catch-up game, it is a blast. I think I put 50, 60 hours into that game.
They are releasing a patch-ish thing for it this summer that's going to add multiplayer.
Good. I made that would be fun.
That would be a lot more
Let's Playing
fun.
right there.
I would love to see what like you, me, and Armor would get into. I think that'd be a lot of fun.
A little farming with armor. Yeah, that'd be interesting. And the one thing I do love about that game, I was actually talking about this the other day on one of my Cube World streams. I actually think it's the one I'm showing right now. But I was talking about how people were complaining about how Wally's a one-man development team, and I think Cube World probably should have followed the same parallel that Stardew Valley did, which is start in like 2011 and don't release the game until it's done. Because the guy who released Stardew Valley basically worked on that game for like 4 years during his desk job and then released it. And he's been kind of slowly every 6 months or so putting out an update ever since. And it's not like bug fix updates, it's adding
Content
good
and stuff,
new
yeah.
content, which is great. You know, I think that's the way indie development should be done. I'm not really wild about the early access thing being the best way to describe it.
I mean, there's a couple of early access games that I truly enjoyed. Now, just a second, we have a question here about what do you guys think of Terraria? Do we like it at all? I do. I think it's a fun little game, but I played it. Done.
Another game that would never let me in. I played like 3 hours of it, and I don't understand the appeal. I get that people like it. I the same way people are with Witcher. I don't understand the appeal behind that game. I could never get into it.
Yeah, I played it with my son, and that's the only way I actually enjoyed it, because he knew what he was doing, and I just kind of followed suit, and he just ran around and taught me how to do things, and I couldn't tell you what I did.
It's one of those few games, even in multiplayer, I couldn't get into it. I don't know. Maybe one day it'll snap and I'll really enjoy it. But it's another one of those games that's, I don't know. It's another one of those games that I'll keep on my Steam list, install about once a year, play for a little while, then uninstall it. I'm just glad it's a small game.
Yeah. Well, I'm thinking about some of the early access games that I've actually truly enjoyed that I've played the heck out of. Like the one that you and I both play and enjoy is Subnautica.
Subnautica is one of those games that, honestly, I did not think I was going to like. I thought, I'm going to stream this one. I really need to get back into streaming. I haven't streamed in like a month. But I was thinking, Rivet gave me this game. I'll play it for a stream, go, haha, this was cute, and then leave. It's another stupid survival game. And I got into that game, and I ended up really, really enjoying it.
Yep.
It's got a story, first of all, which is something I didn't expect. They're actually releasing an update with more story in it soon, or that's already out. I'm not certain which.
I don't think so, because it's installed and I did not get an update on it. So.
Yeah, I haven't got an update either, which is why I say that. And it's got a little bit of story. It's a very relaxing game to play.
Yeah.
That was one of the things that I enjoy, and I'm trying to find more games like that for my channel, because I
Stranded
don't always like to scream. But the game was definitely one of those that I was not expecting to be as good as it was.
Yep.
And I'm glad it was. I'm definitely glad it was.
Stranded Deep was one of the ones that caught me off guard like that too.
Yeah,
that's one that I can play constantly. And
yeah, I think well, not this week, because I'm gonna be out of town. Well, maybe even this week. I may do some of it this week for fun. But I definitely want to get back into it. I want to start building up a base and figuring out what's going on in the world. Yeah, because I was kind of screwing around in this big base, and it's like the whole story gets revealed, and I'm learning all these things.
That's awesome.
About the world, and it's neat. And so actually, I threw it up on stream right now on my end as the stream I did of it the other day, kind of fooling around inside the base. But it's definitely a very neat game, and it's indie games like that I enjoy. It's early access games like that I enjoy seeing, not so much the ones that are, look at this little pixel man. These 2 pixels, all the art looks like garbage. Just going at 2 frames a second. Buy my game, give me money.
Or the asset flipping walking simulators. I'm tired of those.
I don't know why.
Bloody
those are a
boobs.
thing.
Take that
Bloody
one.
boobs. That is the pinnacle of early access games being great. No, that I still haven't played it yet. I need to play it. I'm kind of afraid to play it.
Okay, I've got a question here on the chat that I think is actually warranted. Imagine Creation saying, by the way, first question was about the background. Is that for my channel? Yeah, that's Styx, the new Styx game. I actually have a couple of episodes up on the channel. This is a preview of one coming up.
How is that game? Not to derail your comments.
Frustrating the hell out of me because I don't do stealth. I'm crap at stealth. And it forces you to do it, and I'm freaking garbage at it.
I really like stealth games. I don't know about streaming. I don't know if I could stream one.
I couldn't stream this. I can play it.
Because...
a friend of mine gave it to me and said, "Here, you need to play this." And I'm like, "What?"
Yeah.
Oh,
God. I enjoy stealth games, but I'm very, very monotonous about it because I'm very people that I don't like being detected. I like getting the achievement for no detections, no kills. I've done Deus Ex that way. I did Dishonored that way.
Yep. See, I like Dishonored because I could play as a goofball like I do, and I can do stealth and then
that was one of my favorite things about Dishonored is you can play. It doesn't matter how you play, but it has very, very good stealth mechanics, which is another one of those things I say, Bethesda, you should learn. Use those stealth mechanics in your stealth-related games.
I never will. So the other
Bethesda published game. But anyway, what
do you think of long-term games, and if you like them, which ones are you interested in?
Long-term games.
I was hoping you'd know what a long-term game is.
I assume games you play over long periods of time, like MMOs, or games that are meant to, like Minecraft, stuff that's meant to be played in more than one sitting, or like one.
I would assume they're the ones that are just not story-driven.
Yeah, stuff like I'm assuming. What I assume you mean like ESO, WoW, Minecraft, stuff like that doesn't have like a definitive end. That you just play until you get bored.
The two I like right now are very, very similar. That are on that vein. That would be Ark and Conan.
I'm assuming that's what you're talking about. That I enjoy those kinds of games. I've always been an MMO fan, and Minecraft much the same way. You know, I played probably 5-6 years of Minecraft now. Yeah, still going strong. So,
oh, by the way, 36 mods on the server for Ark.
God, the game. I'm always worried to stream it. It's such an angering game.
The dodos.
The dodos.
The death of the dodos.
That whole game is weird. Okay. I enjoy it, but
I look at it this way. That was a game that you and I streamed for over 3 hours at one night, and I had no idea 3 hours had gone by.
Yeah, it's a very fun game. It's one of those games I don't know if I'd play it on my own, but I definitely stream it, and I want to get back into streaming more of it.
Imagine we were right on the money with games that aren't too limited to story or.
Yeah, that's kind of what I was thinking. I enjoy those kinds of games. You know, I'm kind of starting to get burnt out on the whole survival crafting genre, but that's because I played like 75 of those games in the past month on my stream. Hey, my kilobits are getting red. But yeah, I enjoy those kinds of games. I enjoy story-driven games a little bit more, just because I play a lot of them. I like
both.
Yeah, I definitely enjoy both. But I do have my preferences. Granted, I can say I've certainly spent more time in those other kinds of games, the non-ending games, than story-driven, but that's just because they don't have an end. I can play forever.
Yeah.
Like Minecraft, you know.
That's actually I threw up the footage of the Minecraft trial.
Russ, we just talked about The Witcher 3 for like half an hour.
Yeah,
it's a wonderful game.
Oh, great! I'm back at 0 kilobytes. So.
Oh no. Yeah, our consensus on that has been it's a good game.
Oh, that's interesting.
Hello.
I think I'm going to come across one of my issues.
What kind of issues? What's going
on? My CPU usage is at 80% right now.
That's not good.
I know what's happening. I know exactly what's happening. My issue is that I'm playing videos in the background.
Oh no. Well, I'm doing the same thing. We have the same.
Yeah, but I just went to go and play a video raw footage.
Oh, okay. Yeah, don't do that.
Yeah. Bad.
Yeah, see, I've just got it set up to where I ping between videos on YouTube. It's easy.
Yeah, I think My internet's crap in the bed anyway, so I'm just frustrated, which is not adding great to this. Okay, so let's get off games for a second, because something happened this last week that I'm super
we need to
stoked.
get over to technology. This is a games and technology podcast after all.
Ryzen.
Let's talk about
5.
Ryzen.
Have you up to date on what's happening with that?
I am. I talked very in depth with a friend of mine about it last night to prepare for this. Well, not to prepare for this. We were just talking about Ryzen because he's as bad about Ryzen as we are. I've said it. I've talked about this, I think, on every stream since Ryzen launched. I enjoy Ryzen. I think where's that video I was looking at earlier? There we go. This will work just fine. I'm very glad for Ryzen. I think it's going to do great things for the CPU industry. I think it's going to give Intel the proper amount of kick to either lower their prices or greatly improve. And AMD needs to improve anyway, and they've been doing just that with Ryzen, which I'm very excited about. But my big thing, I've said it before and I'll say it again, everybody was talking about Ryzen when it first acting like it was supposed to be great. It's supposed to defeat Intel processors at a fraction of the price. That was not the point. The point of them was more to compete with Intel processors at a fraction of the price. And I think they've done a very good job of that so far.
I think it depends on what your intentions are with the thing right now.
Right.
Okay. Here's my take on things, because there's a lot of... Again, when you come down to gaming, and AMD has had this whole thing for years of being decent processors but really crap when it comes to gaming. And so brand new architecture, everything from the ground up on this thing is brand new. There is not one aspect of this thing that is old hash or anything. Their intention was to become 41% faster than the previous technology, and they hit 52% or something along those lines. So they did a really, really amazing thing as far as I'm concerned with it. So when they put out the original, the R7 lineup, which was the 1700, 1700X, 1800, 1800X, all 8-core, 16 threads for between $340 and $500.
Right.
There's nothing that there was nothing in the Intel side of things that was consumer grade that could compete with it.
Yeah.
In just your sheer numbers, like 8 cores, 16.
Yeah, Ryzen has done performance-wise very. These cores have done very well. I don't think they were up to people's expectations, but that's going back to, I think a lot of people's expectations were supposed to beat out Intel. Looking at it, I'm definitely excited. I think that they're very good processors. I don't own one. I'd like to eventually, but it's giving me hope, basically.
Well, I think that the biggest issue that we're running into with this right now is where people are going on and on about the gaming performance, and just 1080p. Okay, so here I'm looking at this. So we've got all of these guys that are doing all of this reviews of the 1700 and the 1800s. And these are the as far as I'm concerned, these are the products that AMD was putting out that are geared towards the enthusiasts as well as the content creators, the people like us. People that are like either doing a lot of Photoshop, a lot of like production value stuff. So things like what we were doing, that is what it's meant for. And then there was this hoopla about, well, when you start doing 1080p gaming, it starts to slow down and it fails in comparison to NVIDIA. Intel.
Intel.
But then when you looked at the higher end gaming, if you're looking at like 1440 and 4K, you're not having those same discrepancies in numbers. It actually was doing better again. So,
and a lot of this, I look at it as well, is a lot of these games aren't ready for, or they weren't really prepared for this new architecture.
No.
This is a whole new architecture we're looking at. We're not, like I said, we're not looking at something that's rehashed. Most processors, even from Intel, are working on rehashed technology. I don't think Intel has reworked their architecture since the early i-cores. As far as I know, they haven't. They may soon, but they have been working on the same architecture for the past 10 years.
Yeah, pretty much.
So is AMD, really.
Up until now.
I know it was Bulldozer and Pile Driver.
Yeah.
Those were the last time they redid it. I don't remember what came first. Was it Bulldozer or Pile Driver?
Pile Driver, I think, was first, then Bulldozer.
Because my FX core that I used to have was a Bulldozer.
I just called him Pile Dozer.
Pile Dozer, yeah, it's the same thing.
Yeah.
But it's. I think once people get used to the new architecture, once the motherboards, we start getting more new motherboards coming out. That was another big thing. Where a lot of the motherboard manufacturers didn't have time to create these motherboards and actually refine them and make them work perfectly with the processors.
Some of the motherboards were better than others, and some of them have been remedied with BIOS updates and stuff. There's been a whole bunch of hoopla. And a lot of the original hoopla where it was that the BIOSes that came on some of the boards that got shipped out from AMD for the pre-launch were like pre-release boards. They didn't even have the most up-to-date or current BIOS on them, so there were some issues with that.
As it's as it's coming along, I think it's doing a lot better. They're gonna get better, I think, in the next few months. I think by the end of the year, we'll start seeing where the improvement really comes in at on these cores, especially after. I'm interested to see where the 5 core or the R5s,
that's one that they just the R5 just got announced this week.
R5 was not that long ago, and they're supposed to come out April 11th.
April 11th, that's the street date for them. I think pre-orders are going up soon-ish.
Yeah.
So you have the 4 variations again. What do they start at, 149 to 250, or 169 to 250?
It's somewhere in there. I think it's 169. But I mean, those are still very reasonably priced. I paid 210 for my i5 6600K. Yeah, it's been a fantastic card processor. But if an AMD core can beat that out, I really wouldn't have a problem replacing it. I've already said I'd like to sometime later this year build another just a media rig on a AMD platform entirely.
I think what we may have with this, like the way that I'm understanding the architecture with these new R5s, is that it's the same as the R7s. It's just that some of the cores are disabled on them. Yeah. And a lot of the issue that we're having with the current setup is that the way that it's set up is that there's the 2 setups are 4 cores on either side. Then there's this data bit in between. And apparently that is that little bit in between is where some of the issues are coming, because what we're finding out is that lower speed RAM is having a much stronger effect on the AMD processors than Intel. So there is it's not necessarily weakness in the system, it's just the way that everything is done in this is very, very different. So
yeah, I hope that when we see the next lineup, I think the R5s should hopefully by then have these kinks worked out of them to make them run a little bit better, and whatever comes after the R7s, because I imagine they're going to do something to rework that or add a few new ones to the lineup that will work this issue out. I think they'll be very good.
I don't think we're going to have to do much. I think what it's going to come down to is that there has to be additional things added on to Windows, because that's one of the biggest issues, is that there is the Windows support for the multi-threading is not perfect in it. Now they're telling me that I remind them of a teacher. Yay! I think one of the biggest hurdles right now is the fact that the memory was not being able to be handled properly at the beginning, and they're working that out. As we can get the 3000 megahertz RAM, I think what it was, working on these, you're going to see a marked improvement. But even just as it is right now, if you're doing content creation, you're doing rendering and stuff, it's going to kick Intel's ass hands down. That stuff, because that takes that.
It's definitely, there was a graphic I saw the other day, and I wish I knew what it was, or wish I saved it so I could show it now. Basically showing the performance above Intel, and everything had a noticeable margin except gaming, and gaming was not very far behind Intel. But if you're buying this for anything but gaming, you are great for this. It's fantastic. I wish it was perfect all around. I really do, because I would love for AMD to have something like that, and I think they will very soon. But at the end of the day, it's fantastic cores. They're fantastic cores. They've done very good for what they are and the price range they're in. And AMD has done, once again, to what I can see, a very good job of keeping price to performance, the price performance ratio, very good.
I agree, because I think what we're going to run into is like the price point that we have with this setup. I mean, like even the last 4 that they did, it's between like 170 and 250 bucks. So there's not a whole lot of wiggle room in between for 4 processors, and that's 2 of them are 6-core 12 threads, the other 2 are 4-core 4 threads. So
Right.
you can get a 4-core 8-thread processor for $170.
Yeah, that's absolutely fantastic.
That's amazing.
And and they've improved a little bit on this. Single core performance is where a lot of the stuff is at right now, and gaming is starting to move away from single core, which is good. But they still need to bring up single core performance because the single core performance is still lagging behind. And multi-core performance is great for things like media and stuff, but that's where it really lags behind in gaming because right now and in the foreseeable future, a lot of it's going to rely on single core.
Sorry, if I'm looking off into space again, it's because I'm being told that slow mode is on my stream.
Oh, that's good.
It looks like YouTube enabled that against my better judgment, so...
Have they?
I guess. I have no idea what it even is.
It's basically your chat. Hello, that's in the way. Your chat, only one message can be sent per minute?
Yeah, I did not enable that. They enabled that automatically.
Huh, that's different.
It's disabled. I just disabled it, guys, so I'm sorry.
There you go. Spam Rivets chat.
Yeah, I didn't know that was an issue, and I apologize for it. Slow mode is off. Chat away. That's now
there we go.
Through it. Ooh, wow. Now it's just going. My channel's farting like crazy.
Oh, yeah, I forgot you've got the fart button. That's great.
Yeah. But anyway, to get back to this whole thing, not only am I super stoked about the Ryzen, but now Vega leaks have happened.
Oh, yeah. Vega's the one thing I'm a lot, not to say I wasn't confident in Ryzen, but I am a lot more confident in Vega because I've said this before, I'll say it again. AMD's real place is graphics cards, at least right now. They have made some of the best graphics cards out there, and I think they are certainly very much underappreciated. A lot of people look at NVIDIA as the best graphics cards out there, but I would argue that AMD, and this goes back to price to performance, I think price to performance wise, AMD has the best graphics cards.
Price performance, yeah. Even to a certain degree. Like in the current lineup, NVIDIA will kick ass with the 1070. Especially now that the 1080 Ti's come out and prices have kind of dropped down on the two higher tier ones.
Yeah.
Like when you can get a 1080 for around $500, still a lot of money. But, I mean, I have no issues with my 1070. I love it. Like, hands down, the best video card I've ever owned. And, you know, I'm very happy. But this Vega, oh my God. Oh my God.
Yeah, they look great. You know, and there's been a lot of, I think I still would like to have a 480 in my system. Those things look absolutely fantastic. I've got a friend of mine who has one. Don't
even think about it yet.
Yeah, I'm not looking at getting one like right now, but if I saw one for cheap, I would take it in a heartbeat.
Well, no, the 580 and the 570 is coming out on April 18th. Aha! See, this is something you probably didn't know. I'm seeing it here.
Let's see.
WCCtech.com here. I'll send it over to you on Discord so you can pull it up.
Ooh, I accidentally turned the background off. That's neat. Hold on. Try to edit things. There we go. Boom. Let's take a look here. Radeon RX Vega graphics cards.
Yeah, so these are apparently images that have gotten leaked on it. Scroll down. So it says there's a related topic. It's right above the...
It's got brain. Ooh.
Yeah. Now,
oh, yeah. That looks...
My understanding from what I've heard about this so far is that this is going to come in around the 1080 Ti mark.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, I certainly hope they can pull something like that off. You know, there are some fantastic... AMD's done fantastic. Every AMD card I've ever owned has been... For what I paid for it, I thought I've gotten a lot more value. If they can pull something like that for fairly cheap, go for it, you know?
Yep.
I look forward to seeing if they can compete with the 1080.
Well, they've got the two new ones that they're coming out with. So they're refreshing the 480s with the 580 and the 560, I think it was that they said.
Yeah. Something like that.
So, yeah. It's got brains. Yeah, there it is. 580 and 570. So those are going to be rebranded 480s and 470s that would be like refreshed and updated. Like, I no idea why they're doing the 5s, but whatever. And then Vega is supposed to come out at some point this year.
Yeah, Vega's coming out later this year. I think that's more toward the fall,
yeah.
Quarter 3, Quarter 4. I think that they'll run out. I think probably the 55, 60, whatever those are going to be. I think those are going to be probably the final lineup in this lineup of the RX or R? No, it's not
the
R9
RX series,
anymore,
yeah.
is it? The RX series, yeah. I think that'll be the final line of the R series cards, because they've been running the R series cards for a while. I think those took over from the HD, which very good cards. All of them have really been very good cards.
Yeah, it's the RX2s. So we had the 2 series, the 3 series, and the 4 series. So this is the 4th generation.
Yeah.
Or the 5th generation now. Is it? 4th.
I know they have the R7s, they have the R9s, they have the R9 and R7 200 series, and the R9 and R7 300 series. And now they've got the RX series. RX 400, then RX 500. You know, they've got I mean, the R series in general, which has been, I don't know if that's a formal term for it, but you know, it's been their flagship product for the last few years, and they've been very good. You know, I've had the R9 280 and 290, and both of them have been fantastic. I love this 290. I've said it before.
Yeah,
you know, fantastic card. The only reason I'll get rid of it, you know, is I'm grading, and I'm probably, you know, honestly, I don't, unless I see one dramatically cheap, you know, I'm probably not going to switch sides to NVIDIA anytime soon, just because I enjoy it. I think definitely the streaming, it's made streaming a lot easier with ever since they've got their streaming codecs, their broadcasting codecs fixed. It's been absolutely fantastic.
Yep.
You know, this thing, it's bulletproof in terms of that. I get fantastic frame rates. I can stream just about anything.
I should try streaming from my render machine that has the RX 380 in it and see if that runs any better than this.
Yeah, I'd try it out, you know, and anybody's got streams, I'd recommend checking it out. I'm pretty soon, I think I'm going to do a setup video for how I do all my streaming stuff. A lot of people have asked me recently.
Yeah.
And I know
nobody's asking me because mine's a piece of shit. How do you break your stream, Rivet? Can you make a video making us look like fools? No.
It only took me like 3 months to figure out, but I finally found the little golden proportions here to get everything perfect.
I had things
for the most part. It still breaks from time to time, but it breaks in less spectacular ways, which is always appreciated.
Yep. Bastard. Found an ant running around on my desk.
I thought you were finding more cockroaches.
Still fighting the good fight with those little bastards. I got off in the corner. I have my my sink and my dishwashing rack is about the same size as one of my monitors. It's frickin' tiny little space over there. So there is this gap behind the dish rack, and I went one night to go wash up, and I found cockroaches in my sink on my 3 dirty plates that I had in there. And I'm like, how the rah? So I picked up these roach traps, the ones that are like the sticky glue. So I put one behind my dishwasher rack, and I just set it there for 2 days. I went back and checked it out the other day. It was like running into something from a Stephen King novel. It was horrifying. It was so bad.
Roaches.
Oh no, dozens doesn't even count. It was a plethora is getting close. Metric fuck ton is about what I would say. I didn't know that there was that many roaches in my house, and it just horrifying. So, and then I put another one. I put a fresh one over there, and now any of the roaches are gone to another side of the house. So I had to move the roach trap to the other side of the house. It's just it's fun. I mean, it's a game I play with myself to see where am I going to find the roaches today.
Yeah, I'm glad there's not a big roach problem here. There haven't been many. I think I scared them off a few years ago. I found a roach on my bathroom floor, so I just took a cup and set it on top of there. That thing lived in that cup for probably 6 months before it died. I just had a clear cup, sitting on top of a roach in the corner next to my bathtub in front of the toilet, and I'd sit there. Every time I'd sit there on the toilet, I'd sit there, I'd tap the glass, and it would run around a little bit, and I'd say, okay, one day I tapped the glass, and it didn't move.
Did you ever cup a fart and shove it under there and just see if you could kill it?
I'm kind of feeding it new air.
Yeah. Stink bum.
Yeah, every now and again, I'd sit there and I'd fiddle with the roach.
Just so gross. It
was funny.
I have this. There for... it's not a bucket. I've got like a square thing. It's a I don't know what you want to call it. It's a bus pan kind of thing that I keep all of my cleaning supplies in. I don't have a cupboard in my bathroom. It's just like a sink that kind of elevates above the ground.
Right.
There's not even a stand underneath it. So I put everything in there. And I empty that out when I go to mop the floors. I use that as my mop bucket.
Right.
And so I mopped the other day, and so I was letting it dry before I put everything back into it. And I went in there this morning. Palmetto bug was in there on its back. And now, if you guys don't know what a palmetto bug is,
horrible.
it's a cockroach on steroids, then some. It is an inch and a half to 2 inches long,
gift to the world.
And they fly. They are the nastiest creatures.
They are horrible. We have a lot here, and I'm glad that we've had a lot of stink bugs recently. Those are fairly easy to get rid of, though. But cockroaches, I'm hoping with my little cockroach internment camp, I accidentally scared them off. But that's what I thought.
My entire chat is turned into, oh my god, ew, LOL, ew. Stop describing it. Yeah, stop. And see, this is why it's crusty salt. Like, you know.
Yeah, nice and crusty.
We get into. Oh, now they can't sleep. Good. That'll learn you for paying attention to us on a Saturday evening.
Pay attention to this.
I don't know why.
You're watching this. You don't have better things to do with your time. God, I'm watching golf with your friends again on my stream right now.
Such a good game. That's another great little title that came out last year.
Yeah, that's a great indie title. I played for about an hour and a half. I think we played through every course with some of my friends a few weeks ago.
I watched that. I was the one person in your stream.
It was rough. It was rough.
It's not pleasant.
One of my buddies I played that with, I was playing with a friend of mine and his girlfriend. He is usually one of the calmest people I know. I think by the end of that, he was ready to hang himself.
Kill a baby.
He refuses to play that game.
Yeah. It's
great.
It's not a very pleasant game.
It's one of those games. I'm trying not to laugh because I'm watching him just overshoot every single shot right now. But I don't know how to describe that game. It's infuriating but fun at the same time.
I think it's probably one of the best golf games out there. I actually, a new one just hit. Dang it, what's it called? I have it on Steam. It's 100-foot robot golf or something.
I do have Cade post in the comments. He's going to be building a PC soon. Wants advice on where to start. Personally, I would hold out for a bit. I'd wait unless it's like something you really need right now. I would wait to see what AMD does in the coming months, because one of two things is going to happen. Either they're going to do really, really well, and all the prices for everything else is going to drop down. Yeah. Or they're going to do really, really poorly, and all the prices for everything is going to drop down. So either way, wait and see how it goes.
It's a win-win situation.
You have the prospect of saving a lot of money coming soon, especially because of a lot of old hardware. Right now, there is a lot of new hardware coming out for everything. So the old hardware, which is still very good, is going on the cheap.
Okay, I have to interject for a second because I just got one of the oddest comments. I think is hilarious.
Okay.
Imagine is saying, "You guys should play a web browser game while talking. It eases the mind."
Eases the mind. Oh. I'm watching golf with your friends. That is the easiest easement I could ease upon this world.
Okay, so I'm looking online at 100-foot robot golf.
Oh, God.
Yep. It's available on Steam. It should be. It does not show up, though, which is really weird. Because I thought for sure it was on Steam because I was looking at it.
There's a lot of weird games on Steam. I do feel like the golf genre is one that has been missed out on. Because I remember, like, a long time ago, before I got really into gaming, when I'd play, like, browser golf, mini golf games, I remember that used to be a really big thing. And those were actually fun. But, like, golf with your friends is the first thing that has come out since then that has made me that has been really enjoyable in that sense.
I agree. I mean, it's one of the better golf games. Well, again, it's mini putt.
Yeah,
I mean, it's not really golf.
It's mini putt. It's hard to mess up.
Okay.
But it's one of those things. It's hard to describe in a way because it's very enraging.
Okay,
it's a very enraging game, but it's also
torture everybody.
A very torturable game. But what was that called? 100-foot mini golf?
100-foot robot golf.
100-foot
robot golf.
Robot golf. Here we go. Let's pull up a video. I'll take a look at 100-foot robot golf.
Yeah, it's a very bizarre looking game, and I really want this because
Got a video coming up here from Rooster Teeth. One of them stealing one of their videos for the background. I
I'm
hope there's
actually
no
using
rules
the
against this
Steam.
on. Jesus, what is this?
This is Kaiju Golf.
What?
This is like
Am I
Pacific.
watching?
It's like every. It's Pacific Rim Golf where you can mess with everybody with your robots, and it's getting shit reviews.
Why?
I
looks
mean,
How much is it? I want to play this.
$15.
I may have to get this. This looks
I'm
amazing.
tempted.
It's like they're like on a moon. There's like dojos.
You knock over a building and walk on it.
Jesus, how can this game be getting poor reviews? Look at it. Look at that.
And
That
they
is
do
art.
dances. I mean, it looks stupid. It looks perfect. But here,
Beautiful.
let's just see. Oh wait, it's okay on Steam. It's got mostly positive with the 10 reviews of it.
I don't know why it would have a lesser review. This is beautiful.
Yeah. Sharky's like, what the F
man.
is that?
Look at this game. This is why I wanted to have things like this. Is exactly why I wanted for games in the background.
Yeah. This is
Because I can just sit here and look at this in awe and wonderment, and everyone knows. Everyone knows. It's such a weird. They're fighting each other now.
Yeah, I know. That's exactly what I was saying about this thing. Like, this for me is what drunk gaming is all about. I want to have Kit on there, and I want to take a golf club and beat the living shit out of him.
Exactly.
And
he needs to get GTA 5 for that.
Oh,
reason.
I know.
He
Yeah,
does.
a browser pool game.
Those used to be big too.
I would
Browser
get into
games
those.
in general. I can't remember the last time I played a browser game.
Oh God, yeah, it's been forever.
Because I
Absolutely
remember like all these weird, what was it, Newgrounds and addictinggames.com were the big ones that I used to go on, I think. It was wild. Oh man.
I want to go to Keymailer. This is another place I actually like to go in.
Yeah, Keymailer, if you do any kind of content, you should definitely check out. It's a very neat thing. I've got a lot of games from there. I need to do a bad indie game stream again sometime. But I actually got a game that looked pretty neat. I forget what it was called.
I got one
It
the
was
other
a
day
racing
called
game.
My World.
I think it was like tabletop race. No, not table. It was like what was that game called? Hold on. It was another Keymailer.
Yeah, so
Tabletop Racing.
I'm on
it's
the
a pretty
Keymailer
neat
right
looking
now.
game. It's
Have
called
you got-
Tabletop Racing.
If you guys have never done this, this is Bob wants to spam to hear the poop. Go right ahead, man. Yeah, so this is the this is Keymailer. This is a site that I've been using now. God, now what, a year, almost a year and a half.
Probably longer than that.
I've gotten so many games out of here, and it's so crazy because all of these games you can hit when I hit the view more here. These are all things that you can take a look at. So these are all available. So I'll do this most nights is I'll come through here and I'll just look through and just say, okay, this one looks kind of interesting. Pulls up, take a look at what it is. And then if I like it, I just go request key and then I wait and then maybe I get it. It's that simple.
Yeah, it's pretty neat. I've gotten a lot of games out of there. But games I really enjoyed. There was a Fallout Shelter game I played last year.
Sheltered.
Sheltered, yeah, just Sheltered. It was. I had a lot of fun with that. I
Great game.
Or that it was one of those ones I didn't really expect to get. You find a lot of garbage on there, and I actually go out of my way to request the garbage a lot of times.
I thought I requested this.
There have been some really good. I've got a game up on stream right now called Tabletop Racing World Tour, which is a game I got through them. I haven't played it yet. I keep meaning to play it on stream, but it looks very fun. I've got it installed. I just haven't gotten around to playing it. So it's actually the first gameplay I've seen of it. It looks neat. I just broke a knife. That's neat. Redneck Mario Kart. Yeah, it does kind of give off a Mario Kart type vibe. So that may be one you can throw in because it's multiplayer.
I am putting a trailer on the background of my thing. A video called Troll and I.
So yeah, that's a lot of neat games on there. It's a good way to find a lot of good indie games. So
Yeah,
found a lot of
this
good
is
indie
what
games.
like. If you guys are interested in like how I get a hold of a lot of the weird games and stuff that I put on my channel, this is kind of what I do. I mean,
Yeah, there's stuff like that, and Bundle Stars is a great one.
Bundle
for that.
Stars or Humble Bundle.
Oh yeah, Humble Bundle's a big one.
They're like if you're into gaming at all, those are like those two sites alone can keep you
Check out the bundle sites. You know, Humble
Yeah.
Bundle and Bundle Stars have been a grief to my wallet.
Yeah.
They have brought some pretty great games. And I bought, Shadow Mordor, talked about that earlier. You know, I bought that on there for like $5, and I bought
Yep.
Mad Max on there for I think $7 on Bundle Stars. Bundle Stars is wonderful. Humble Bundle's got some great games on it as well.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
where Subnautica came out of.
Yep.
There's a lot of games. That
Yeah,
came
I
out
picked
there.
up the Freedom Bundle. That's where I gave that one to you from.
Yeah, there's a lot of very fun games on those sites, and very cheap. That's the thing I love about PC gaming. You know, you can find. I can't remember the last time I paid over $40 for a game. The most I paid for a game in maybe the last 3 years was Fallout 4. You know, even I paid I think $30 for Overwatch was the next one, and most other games I paid under $10 for.
Yep.
Thanks to Bundle Stars, stuff like Humble Bundles, Bundle Stars, Steam sales, wonderful. You know.
Yeah, between every like, I don't play full price for games anymore.
No.
I
No,
wait.
right.
I mean, I will happily wait. Like
Yeah.
I request things off of Keymailer, and that works for me. Like that's how I ended up getting Conan Exiles. Is I got up in the morning and I'm like,
You got lucky with that one, yeah.
yeah. I think it was because I had over 1,000 subs. I think that was one of the requirements that they have, like an internal thing. But yeah.
May have had also something to do with the fact that at that point I hadn't uploaded or streamed in like 2 months.
Yeah, and I've been fairly active for I don't know 2 years.
Yeah, it's a good looking game though. There's a lot of good games to get through there. So yeah, cheap
Imagine
games are great.
saying is going to pick up Borderlands 2. Yeah, do it, get it.
Borderlands fun.
I think that I saw that on here. I'm looking at Bundle Stars.
Yeah, the Borderlands. I'd love to go through and stream that sometime. But that's very much a multiplayer game. I have a hard time getting in that game in single player. And I played through a better part of Borderlands 1 with a friend of mine a few years ago, and I want to go back and finish it. Honestly, I'd like to go back and play Borderlands 2 as well. I know you've been playing the pre-sequel. I have not played. That's the one I haven't played yet, but it looks pretty good.
God, that thing is it's a shit show.
They all are, though.
Oh God,
That's the
it's so
appeal
bad.
behind them. That's the
So
appeal.
bad. I mean, they do some things very well, and then they do a whole bunch of things really, really poorly in that game.
Yeah.
And I'm not about to badmouth. I think it's just because of like the game itself.
Yeah. I don't know. I think they're working on another one. They've already said they're working on Borderlands 3.
Oh, just a second. Imagine if you noticed on Bundle Stars, it's $9.99 for Borderlands 2 Game of the Year edition, but also there is a code there of Spring 10 to give you another 10% off. So that'd save you another $1.
Ooh.
So you're looking at $8.99, and they don't charge you tax or anything on that either. So.
Yeah, that's
you're talking to old man Rivet that is the most curmudgeonly bastard when it comes to saving money. Like
oh yeah.
If there is a way to save $1, I will do it. Except for I won't go George Carlin's way.
I'm kind of interested. I'm gonna have to check out this tabletop racing game now. Actually, play as
Okay,
this is
yeah.
the first time
Tabletop
I've
racing.
sat down. First time I've actually sat down and played or watched any of the gameplay for it. I usually try and go into games fairly blind if I'm gonna.
Is it the Tabletop Racing World Tour?
Yeah. It looks pretty fun. I think I'm probably gonna stream it this maybe
How did you end
tomorrow.
up getting
or-
that? Because it's like from 2013.
Is it?
You got it from
I don't know, I just-
Keymailer?
Yeah, I just requested it one day. It was up there on one of my things. It looked fun, so I requested
Yeah.
it, and I got a key for it.
Oh.
So I think it just recently released on PC. It's been on PlayStation for a while, I think. It definitely gives off kind of Mario Kart vibes.
I'm trying to figure out which one it is. I'm looking at their website right now. Tabletop Simulator. There's a ton to look at. There's Tabletop Racing World Tour Tropical Ice Pack.
I don't know about that.
Tabletop Simulator RAR. Scuttle. Smurg. Spirit
I
for
don't
the
know
rice
how I found
paddy.
that game. Maybe I was offered the game. Honestly, they may have given it to me.
Possibly.
I don't remember.
I got
I'm just
offered a
not-
game the other day from them, and
Ooh.
it was. What I'll do is I'll look at it on Keymailer, and that's the other thing too. Is Keymailer will actually send you sometimes just such and such company would like to offer you a game, so you can say yes or no to it. Doesn't matter.
I got offered a pre-entry to one of the civilizations for Civ 6, but they would not give me Civ 6.
Dang.
Just popped up one day, said, you have access to Egypt if you pay $60 for our game. And I said, no, I think I'll pass. Be kind of cool. I put in a request for Civ 6 and said, if they give it to me, yeah, I'll totally play it. But I am not going to hold on.
No.
I'm not going to pay $60 for it. I
No.
love Civ 5. Not a lot of stuff in Civ 6 for me to pay $60 for.
No. Not at all. I'm trying to think, what is the... Oh, great, my stream crashed again.
Oh, neat.
And we're back up again.
There we go.
It's like this. It's like to use a term that my grandfather used to use. It's like a whore's drawers. It's up and down like crazy, which I think that's one of the funniest damn statements I've ever heard. Coming out of an old man too was great. My grandfather's like 80 years old. And this is up and down like a whore's drawers. I'm like, bee. Papa's so funny.
Old people are funny.
Oh yeah, I can't wait
people
to. Shut it. All right, bastard. I knew you were headed there.
Walked right into
there's
that
a
one.
game that I've been watching recently. I'm trying to remember what the name of it is, and it's like, it's weird. It's just really, really weird. Just a second, I'll pull it up.
I'm trying to think.
You can be. Is it? Yes, Crusader Kings 2.
I've heard about that one.
I am so tempted to pick that up. Oh, Majin is saying, you want to talk about what you guys are planning series-wise? Do you do any series, Chris?
Do I? Cosmic Craft, LA Noir. I think that's about it.
Yeah, I do.
Crusader Kings in the background. I have seen a little bit of this game, but I've never actually played it.
Yeah.
I enjoy this kind of strategy game, but not so much for like streaming. I enjoy it for just personal playing.
Dude.
I tried streaming Civ 5 once, and that is the only time I will ever do that. And that's probably the only time I'll ever stream one of these strategy games. It looks fun.
I recorded it once. Never went on my channel. Like I played it and I had a blast. And then I went back and I was reviewing it while I was editing it. I'm like, this is the worst piece of shit I've ever done in my life.
Yeah, the problem with these strategy games is I have a lot of fun playing them. They are boring to watch.
Unless somebody's
really
like
just
super engaging. Like a couple of I love watching guys play these games. Like I love watching Dawn of War and Civilization and Crusader Kings. And the guys that I want to do it are super knowledgeable. They know everything about
because they know what they're doing.
Well, it's either they know about the history or the mechanics behind it, or they know about the mythology behind it. I know diddly.
Yeah, that's one of the things about these kinds of games is it's more entertaining to watch someone who knows what they're doing than does it, and that's something that's fairly rare in Let's Plays, and that's why I always try and go in blind for these things.
Yeah.
I can't. Very few games I played on here I haven't gone in blind recently.
Well, I
really,
mean,
even LA Noir, I've been.
I like that noob gamer thing where you kind of go in and it's just the silly stuff happens because you don't know what you're doing and your antics are based upon that.
People are getting mad at me about that in LA Noir.
Why?
Apparently.
Because they played it to death and you haven't?
Yeah, there was one guy who came in who was getting pretty mad. I was terrible at driving in that game, terrible at driving in any game, and he was like, "You're not taking it seriously enough. You're just screwing around." I was like, "I'm just gonna screw around. I don't care if I don't get every answer to every question right. You know."
Can I ask you a question, Chris?
Hello, hi.
What's a game? Isn't that the purpose of a game? Is to enjoy yourself and have fun? If you want to go drive around and be an idiot, do it. You have the rights to do that.
My philosophy is, it's like if you don't enjoy it and you don't enjoy the way I'm playing the game, I'm not going to change that just for you, so you can feel special. I mean, it sounds kind of mean to say, but it's like I'm playing games the way I play games because I enjoy playing games that way. I enjoy being silly and I enjoy kind of goofing around in games. And I know you take a very similar attitude to that. It's I don't want to say sit down and shut up, but kind of just...
Well,
if you're going to complain about it, just why waste the breath? I'm not going to change the way I'm playing a game to humor you.
I've actually asked in the past when I get these comments about how I need to learn how to play these games and blah, 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 blah. And I ask, it's like, can you point me to the link to the video where you were so good at a game where you can comment on it and you're doing this properly? You show me a link where you're actually doing this. You know, it's either shit or get off the pot. You know, if you can't walk the walk, then don't talk the talk. So I sit here and I do this all the time. So if you don't like how I do it or how I play the game, then go find somebody else. I really don't care.
Yeah.
But if you're going to come and critique me and expect me to listen to you just because you're saying something without anything coming back, like a proof of what you're trying to say, walk.
Yeah, it's... I don't know. People are weird, and you know, it's like I said. There's 50 billion channels out there for everybody to watch. You know, if you don't want to sit down, it's not going to hurt me if you don't sit down and watch my channel.
No.
You know, if you enjoy what I do, if you enjoy the way I do my content, then fine, cool. I'm glad. Subscribe and keep enjoying it. If you don't, then oh well. You know, other people are going to find and enjoy it, and I'm certain you'll go and find whatever you enjoy. Some anal retentive person who's going to sit there and do everything exactly perfect. I mean, I don't play games I've been playing for years exactly perfect. People get mad at me about it. You know, Minecraft. I've been playing Minecraft for years, and I have put thousands of hours into that game, and yet I still don't do half the stuff the way that most people would do it. Respect. That is annoying a lot of people in my Cosmic Craft series, because I'm doing everything. You know, I'm going through. It's a building series. I'm building. Everyone's like, that tree farm isn't really that efficient, though. You know, you could make a really efficient crop farm over here. It's like, I'm not going for that. I want it to look cool. I want to have fun. I want to fiddle around and talk about, you know, whatever random BS.
Speaking of Minecraft, War is here.
Oh, no. War, go play Creativerse.
Yeah.
Go play Creativerse. That's what everybody wants to see.
Yeah, where's the new Creativerse series?
Everyone wants to see you play Creativerse. Everybody go over and tell War he needs to play Creativerse.
You and Kit should go start a new Creativerse series. I heard that there's a CTM on Creativerse for you. Imagine saying, honestly, people complain to complain. In the end, they watched it. You got views. If they don't continue to watch it, oh well. And that's I agree completely. And we're just teasing.
But I am playing worst Creativerse series in the background right now.
I met War playing Creativerse.
Oh.
Yeah, Sidan pulled Armor and I in because we were doing stuff on the Brew, the BGN Creativerse thing. And so we're starting to play it on a regular basis. And Sidan said, well, come over and see War. And, you know, he's got a series and he's got a server and everything. So we went and joined him and he helped us out and was teaching us all the basics of Creativerse. It was great. And like he was salty like the rest of us. And I'm like, I enjoyed War's antics.
Yeah. We love you, War. We do. Tease you. But,
I don't want you to play Creativerse again. I want War to play what he enjoys.
That's what, I just like poking fun and making bad memes and posting them on Twitter. But I am also playing War's Creativerse series in the background if you guys want to see how great this is. Why everybody wants.
You know what, though? His Creativerse series is really good. And the thing I give War credit to is, like, he gets into a game, like, he latches on with his teeth, his fingernails, everything, and he just gets all the most out of everything with it. So, I mean, I'm impressed that he can handle that kind of stuff. I'm not that kind of gamer. I don't like to get into it.
Or just said time to DMCA. Or just gonna pull a copyright claim.
Good. You can steal all of Chris's pennies.
Yeah, take all my pennies. You can have them.
But also leave him a tip on Twitch. So
go over there as down below. Go give me all your money. So I can buy Creativerse.
Yeah, I've got the super chat features. You can leave me a tip on YouTube now.
Yeah.
Which I've had. Thank you to Nate.
Yeah, Nate gave you money. Man, yeah, Creativerse is one of those games. That was one of those games I could never get into. There's a lot of games I can never get into, but I don't know why. Everybody asked me to play that game. I played a few times, but it was just.
You should play Trove.
Phoenix, what happened to Sidan? He's no longer with BGN. I think he's still doing his own thing on his own. He parted and did his own thing, which is cool. You know, there was a few behind-the-scenes stuff went down. I'm not going to get into detail about that. But I think his channel's still active. I think he's still playing Creativerse. So
yeah,
that's your thing. Go check him out. Just the tip. War. Yeah, Creativerse is a weird game. I don't know.
I'm trying to think what he's doing now. I'm just taking a look on his channel.
He's doing Creativerse. I think that's all. I saw him start uploading.
Tesseracts. whatever that is.
I haven't talked to him in a while. He was always big into Creativerse, though. Man, War, you are really customizing this dude. Did you do anything else in this episode?
I appreciate you saying that it was just behind the scenes stuff instead of like, Rivet's an asshole and
Rivet's a horrible person, and no.
You know what? It's like everyone has different personalities, and some people click, some people don't. So
yeah, there's just not everybody gets along. You know, nothing against him. You know, I never had any problems with him. You know, other people did. I'm not gonna, like I said, bring up old issues.
God, that was like what? That was over a year ago now, wasn't it?
Yeah, it's been a while. It has been a good little while.
You know, it's funny. It's like whenever you get a gaggle of people together like that, you're going to have tempers flared, and somebody's going to say something that's going to offend somebody. Like even in like the public chat, like the public BGN, like I just was like, it's like you can have 5 people in there, and then somebody says something off color, and like 3 people are butthurt. And I'm like,
yeah, that's why I kind of backed out of there, and pretty soon I'm going to start up my own Discord of everything. I think pretty much around the end of the month, I'm gonna when I'm done with Maker. I'm going to go through and set all that up. I think I'm going to set up a couple other things. I think I'm going to set up a little what was it, Teespring or whatever the shirt store place. A couple people have asked about stuff like that. You know, just fun stuff like that. I'm going to redo a lot of stuff around here. So
yeah, I'm doing the Patreon thing, and I've got a date in my head for when I'm going to implement it and go live with it. So
yeah. I'm going to put everything out April 1st just to screw with people.
I'm actually doing better than that.
Oh.
I'm going to go 420.
There you go. There you go.
Well, that actually, it's not for the reasons that most people would think. He's like, oh, he's got long hair, he's got to be a stoner. No. My son's birthday is April 20th. And my son is the reason that I started doing YouTube. So I'm actually going to implement that and start that up on his birthday. It means something to me. So it's an important day for me.
Doing April 1st because my whole channel is a joke.
I
don't know when I'm going to do it. I'm probably going to put it out around the end of the month. Whenever all this garbage with Maker gets done.
Get it out of the way.
So it's going to be fun. Ow!
Did you poke yourself with your knife?
I'm playing with I got a cheap knockoff Swiss Army knife I've been playing with underneath my desk for about the past hour. So you're playing
with a Chinese Army knife.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I've got a bunch of the real ones. I like playing with this one because I can break it. China. Huge.
Does it look huge in your hands?
Oh, it does. My tiny hands. I got into political arguments in streams earlier this week. Not rehashing that.
At what point do you think I'm going to pull up and make this into a political thing?
Welcome to this. Yeah, I can't wait to see Trump tomorrow tweeting about how we're fake news.
We are. I am absolutely fake news. Thank you very kindly. I'm as fake as you get. So thank you. And you can leave Florida and never come back. Thank you very kindly. Because you screw up the traffic here.
Man, I don't know what War is doing right now. He's kind of watching his...
You're watching
his Creativerse, and he's got like a presents, like Christmas presents.
Yeah, they had Christmas presents.
I don't know. I only ever logged like 2 or 3 hours in this game. I could never get into it for whatever reason. I remember
going on with Cartooner once, and I think it was like after a half hour, he's like, "Fuck this, I'm done. I hate this game." And it was like he never came back. There was like this house that he had built. It was like just dirt, and that was it. It stayed there forever.
I only ever played that game because everyone asked me to, and it was one of those things I really don't want to. Nothing about it appeals to me.
It's just a Minecraft clone with a different twist.
Yeah, just another Minecraft clone, pretty much. So that's why I never played Creativerse. That's my shtick.
Have you tried Lego Worlds? Have you watched any of the gameplay on that one?
I have not yet. I have not yet played it. Let me see here. I'll pull up some Lego Worlds in the background here.
You know what? I should... yeah. I'll pull up my own channel.
Yeah, I'm going to pull up yours and give you a penny. So that you can not... where's the one you just... There we go. Streamed 1 week ago. There we go.
Yeah.
It's out of early access now. You're streaming Crusty Salt, episode 1B, live, March 18th.
I am.
Fast forward this. Yeah, pops up that. Yeah, this I have not. That was a game. I remember when that game first came out, and everyone was talking about how it's gonna be. It's the death of Minecraft. It's gonna be the new Minecraft. Everyone's gonna switch over to this, and it just kind of disappeared for about a year.
Yep.
And now it's back, apparently. Sort of.
Yeah.
I think.
It's okay. I can honestly say, I mean, I can get into this one because I mean I'm playing it.
I might have to check it out because it looks interesting.
It is.
Maybe wait till it's on sale. I don't know.
Hey, Tuvak, I'm good. Okay. How to get into this? I mean, Minecraft is obviously based upon Lego. You don't have to. There's no reach on that one. It's easy to figure out. But what Lego's done is try to make their own little Minecraft type of game. And initially it was like this open world thing where there was all this crap in it and you just run around and you collect things and there was no rhyme or reason to it. You built if you wanted to. And it was kind of fun. Now they've added like a game feature to it, except it's freaking broken.
Yeah, that's my problem with a lot of this stuff in the new Minecrafts. They're trying to add all these gimmicky mechanics, kind of, to appeal to the people that have started playing these indie survival games since then. And I still enjoy the game, you know. I know people don't play it as much anymore, but I still enjoy playing it. My biggest gripe recently has just been the new combat system is very buggy.
Oh, it's so broken.
I don't like it. I know a lot of new people go, oh, it's so much better than the old one. There's so much more involved. And it's like, that's not why I play Minecraft. I play Minecraft because I enjoy building and I enjoy screwing around. I don't want to sit there and spend 4 years, you know, trying to kill one skeleton. Or, you know, dying because I didn't have my shield up when a creeper exploded.
But that's also what I wanted to do in Lego. I mean, I want to do that more than anything in Lego. I mean, like, in all reality, I have hours and hours as a child growing up playing and making things up in Lego. Like you could make anything you wanted to, and you have access to all the bricks on in the game. It's how they make you place them. It's third person shooting a gun, and it's just counterintuitive.
Yeah, I'm watching that right now, and it's interesting.
And it has a copy feature where you can copy off portions of it, but it's like the interface is clunky. If you're using a controller or if you're using a mouse, like a mouse is better at some aspects, a controller is better in other aspects. It's like you have to play it like with 5 hands and basically a crack pipe shoved up your ass. Like I don't understand how they figured out the mechanics of this thing.
It looks kind of freaky. I don't know. It's one of those things, like I said, I don't know if it's entirely my speed. It's one of those things that I'd probably rather just, you know, chill out and wait for it to be on sale, get it for like $5.
Yeah, but like I picked it up for 12 and now it's 30.
Yeah.
So
yeah, I couldn't see paying 30 for it, you know.
No.
It looks kind of rough, you know. I think I'd rather sit back and play. It looks like Minecraft and Creativerse had a child, basically. And I enjoy both of those games, but I don't know if they work well together.
South Park: The Stick of Truth. Now, that was a great game. Actually,
I heard a lot of good things about it. I never played it.
That's one of the games I'm looking forward to this year. Is the oh Christ, what is it called? The Truth Butthole.
The new one. The new one's coming out.
Yeah.
I don't know what it's called. I never played it. That was another one. Oh, honestly, I never looked into it enough. I'm not a huge South Park fan.
I'm not a huge South Park fan either, but what they did in The Stick of Truth is they actually took a decent like RPG fighting game and they built it around like the South Park stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, Fractured Butthole. Like it's a fractured butthole. He said butt.
See.
I'm not dating myself by referring to Beavis and Butthead in South Park reference, am I?
Beavis and Butthead.
I am a Cardolio. I need pee for my bunghole. Dude,
the great Cornholio.
I loved the original Beavis and Butthead shows. I used to watch MTV for that religiously.
They were great.
Dude, like I found out about Gwar because of Beavis and Butthead. It was phenomenal. Actually, I learned a lot about music. Like they played a lot of music in that I never would have heard of before. And I was
they did. They did have a lot of music in that show.
They did more for MTV than MTV's done for themselves.
MTV's always had troubles though.
No, they didn't until they became a reality TV series show.
Everything's become reality TV though. That's the problem.
Yeah, we're reality TV. People are going to start taping
this right now is reality TV.
No, this is fake. This is fake news, remember?
Yeah, fake news.
Fake news.
We are the news. So, I've never actually sat down and looked at gameplay of this Stick of Truth. It's kind of interesting to watch.
It's great. Yeah. Actually, I should go to Fractured Butthole.
Huh. Yeah, I haven't... this is one of those games, like I said, South Park is not really a show I enjoy, so... Not that I have anything against it, it's just something I've never really gotten into. So I figured that would translate to me not enjoying the game, so I never really looked into it. But I've heard a lot of very good things about it. So I may have to check it out now.
Ooh. I just found out that it's on Steam.
Oh. Well, I think the other one was too, wasn't it? Stick of Truth?
Yeah, no. I'm just realizing that it's actually... Like, they got the trailer and stuff, so I'm going to...
When does that come out? December
31st.
Shoot, really?
Wow. That was supposed to come out last year.
Huh.
It was due... Yeah, I'm trying to think. It was supposed to be in the fall, and they said they were going to take some time off to actually work on some things. Because it was at E3 that when they had that smell-o-vision thing where people were putting that mask over their faces and they could smell the farts and something.
Yeah.
And like that became like that was like great marketing for them, and then they kind of went back to the drawing board on some of it and said, hey, we need to work on some stuff. And now it looks
my whole thing is I'd rather have a game be delayed, good.
Oh yeah.
It's out now, but it's terrible. You gotta wait for all these patches. It's like, I'm not gonna be able to play the game either way and enjoy it. Why not just wait? I'm fine with the game being delayed. I don't have a problem with delays.
Yeah.
If it gets delayed and it turns out to be terrible, then yeah, it's a problem. But
why is this delayed so much? I mean, I've been meaning to keep up to date with this.
When did it first get announced?
A year and a half ago?
Huh. I don't know. A lot of games recently have been pretty much straight out of the gate. They're announced and they're out in the next couple months.
Yeah.
That's why I'm kind of interested to see what E3 is going to be like this year.
It should
Especially this year's the first year that E3 is being... it's open to the public.
Isn't it always?
No, it's private press, usually.
No, not initially. E3 was...
Not initially. It wasn't, and then they went through... They kind of had a rocky period. And it was in the mid-2000s, and then it went to being private. And this year, they're reopening it to the public for the first time. And
well, now I know why I'm not getting a Switch. The Fractured Butthole is not coming out for the Switch, so there. That's it. It's just... can't do it.
Nintendo probably wouldn't let anything like that through there.
No. Because that would actually be fun.
Friendly. Yeah.
I'm just... whatever.
Good God, what is this game?
Which game are you looking at?
I'm still watching South Park.
Yeah.
I do not know how I feel about this.
There's a whole lot of maybes about a whole lot of games right now. So.
Yeah, that's the way a lot. It's the way a lot of AAA games have gone. It's why I like the indie games that just kind of come out of nowhere and are good.
Yeah.
Because I can't be hyped up and then disappointed by those games.
You know what?
At least
like I've gotten burned on way too many AAA titles in the last year.
Yeah, there have been some very good AAA titles, some ones that I've enjoyed. Like Doom and Wolfenstein. There's a couple. I'm trying to think of other AAA titles I played recently.
I also picked up Just Cause 3. I enjoyed it, but it was not as great as I was expecting it to be. Far Cry Primal was meh. I enjoyed the hell out of it. It did nothing for me on my channel. It was like, that is one of the games that people just hate. Like, no ifs, ands, or buts about it. They just hated it.
Far Cry?
Far Cry Primal, it was the dinosaur one. I enjoyed it because it was a different mechanic.
Yeah, it's... I thought that game looked interesting. I don't know if it looked more like a game that should have been an expansion instead of a full-price game.
Oh, yeah. You know what I think is funny? Yeah. I was watching a video the other day about the fact that the modding community has finally made... No Man's Sky into a better game.
Oh, God.
Yeah. If you're allowed to talk Fallout 4, I'm bringing up No Man's Sky, you bastard.
Go ahead. Go for it. I'm going to throw up some No Man's Sky footage in the background, and we are going to talk about No Man's Sky, because, gee golly.
That
is a game.
I haven't had a chance to vent properly on that game yet.
Oh, go ahead.
I'm going to pull it up, too. What?
No Man's Sky. Let's pull up a Rivet Head No Man's Sky stream in the background and just let
Oh,
it rip.
Jesus. I'm not even doing that. No, I have to. No, I'm going to do this. I'll do it this way. I'm just going to put up one of their trailers. Where do I start?
Rant away. that was one of those games I start. It was gonna be terrible. I told the people. I said, hey, this game's not gonna be good. I don't know who the people I told, but I always said the game is not going to be good, and everyone was like, no, it's gonna be great. Came out, it was horrible. And I gloated.
It would make horrible look good. It was that bad.
Yeah.
So awful. Now what the hell is this?
It was one of those games I think should have been offered for $20 on Steam under Greenlight. Instead of...
I just broke my stream so bad it's not even funny.
Oh, what did you do?
I don't know. There it is. I have minimized windows and things, and I'm all over the frickin' place because I can't open up tabs. There we go. With that, should fix that. There we go. I got the thing back. So yeah, No Man's Sky, much like everybody else, was looking forward to the game. It was going to be the game that I've always wanted, like Privateer, or hell, even going back to X-Wing versus TIE Fighter. I mean, give me something space sim type of thing, you know, with the kind of vague storyline. And then I got into it in 2 hours. I realized it had one of the most god-awful interfaces I've ever played on a game. And all I ended up doing was going in, and I was harvesting and harvesting and harvesting and not knowing where I was going, and every place looked the same. And I had donkeys with heads sticking out of their asses, and that was supposed to be an alien. I'm like, this is just crap. And 17 hours I put into that game on streams, and I gave it my best. And then I stopped. And then I thought, there's no way. I mean, the backlash happened, and people were pissed off. And I thought, this is going to destroy indie gaming. Like, I was just so...
Yeah, it was. I think a big part of the problem was it was a very attractive looking game, and then Sony got a hold of it, and they blew up the hype machine. They ran it into the ground. This is going to be the greatest game in the entire world. Everyone's going to love it, and it was one of those things. As soon as it started getting hyped, I knew it was going to be bad. I knew it was going to be way overhyped. You know, no matter how good this game was, it was never going to be as good as everybody thought it was going to be. You know, it's one of those games. Like I said, I'd pay $10, $15 for it on Steam. You know, as an indie game, as a goofy little indie game, play for a couple hours and then dump. You know, not $60, not even $35. It went on sale, I think, last weekend for $35. I wouldn't even throw $35 at it.
I paid $1.29 for Iron Sky, which a combat simulator, space simulator based upon a really cheesy B-rate movie with Nazis on the moon.
Iron Sky is the most fantastic movie.
I can't wait for part 2, but I enjoyed Iron Sky, which was a lackluster video game, better than I enjoyed No Man's Sky.
Yeah. I think the good thing is it did bring a lot of attention to a game I really do like, which is Elite Dangerous.
Yeah.
Which is it has a very similar tone to it. That's a game I want to stream pretty soon. It's a fun space simulator game.
It's a grindy game, though.
It's a very grindy game, but it's a good game if you just want to throw up Netflix in the background and just kind of hang out for a while. It's basically Euro Truck Simulator Space Edition.
Okay,
it's not that.
I'm going to interject here. There's a conversation happening now between War and Majin. Majin asking, ever recording a video to upload and just said, nah, it just isn't good at all, and then scrapped it? So, which we all say yes. So War was like, lol, all the time. That's a regular occurrence for all of us. Yeah, and then he's like, is this garbage? Yes, it is. Too garbage to upload? Well, that's called drunk gaming, War.
Yeah.
You don't review drunk gaming episodes. You just cut the intro. You cut the tail end of it. You watch a minute of it so you can get a title, and then you just let it go.
There you go.
Yeah, I mean, but in all reality, yeah, I have recorded. I mean, like I said earlier, I did a Civ 5. I recorded 2 hours of me playing that, and I scrapped the entire thing because even to me it was boring. And I put a lot of crap on my channel. I have some videos that I wish I could take down, but I'm also that bastard that's like, if it makes me a nickel, I'm going to keep it up there.
Yeah, and I've been through that a lot. That's kind of almost one of my problems. I haven't noticed it occur a lot, but some of my problems I've had with streaming have been like, if I don't like what's going on here, I can't just cut it. It's already out there. People have already seen it.
Yeah.
You know, even if I delete the video, because there's some moments. A lot of times I talk and I end up talking myself into a corner 99% of the time. I've ripped shot videos for that.
Yeah.
Not necessarily like going out there and saying stuff that I wouldn't say. Just I didn't like the way I articulated it. I guess that happens a lot.
You know, the only time I've actually done anything where I've had to go back and redo it and redo it and redo it was my Fallout 4 rant.
I did that one time, uploaded it, and everyone hated it.
Yeah,
great.
I mean, I thought I took a good stance on it, and I did that one about 5 times before I actually got my train of thought out, so I was actually not rambling and I just was focused. And instead of playing a game, I went and recorded like 15 minutes of me playing Fallout, and I sat there looking at the footage and then ranting about what I thought. And that was the first time I'd ever done anything like that. It was like a step out of my norm. And that stupid frickin' video blew up on me, and I got like 5,000 views on it, and I hated it.
Yeah.
And I was just, it wasn't because of the fact that I thought it was a bad video. It just wasn't me, you know, because I'm not that kind of guy that would just piss and moan and piss and moan and piss and moan and then make it clickbaity. And that's ended up what that frickin' video became. But it wasn't ever intended that way.
Yeah, I'm trying to pull that video up that I did right now. Even though I have audio, so it's going to lose its charm.
Yeah.
It's basically, for those who were not around, about a year ago. Actually, February 16th. It was pretty close to a year ago. We both made rant videos about Fallout 4's DLC choices, and I stand by everything I said in that video. I said it was going to be garbage. I said it was going to be overpriced, overhyped.
Yeah.
That's exactly what happened, word for word. To date, it has 720 views and 11 dislikes. 17 likes, so some people agreed with me. But it was rough.
Yeah.
It was rough, and a lot of people got a lot of problems out of that one. But at the end of the day, you know, it was such a pain because of that. I'm glad it didn't explode to the size of yours.
Dude, that was what made it so hard, was the fact that I had so many people coming and so much hate directed at me.
Yeah.
And I don't want that kind of attention. I mean, I'm just a guy that tries to have fun and plays video games. And if I have an opinion you don't like, then argue with me. You know, give me your opinion based upon a valid point, but don't
let's
just
talk about what a wonderful person Ty Designs is then. See how well that rolls over. Jesus Christ, I still get hate from that video.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, it's like, you know, the two videos, you know, that I've spoken about things, you know, that were kind of in the disagreement. You know, I was in the minority of the opinion. Now people understand. You know, if I posted that video today, you know,
about Ty Designs or about
no, not about Ty
Fallout 4?
Designs. That's the Fallout 4 one. You know, people would agree with it wholeheartedly. You know,
yeah,
as much hate as it has
that's
already.
That's the thing, is like you and I were calling it out exactly the way that it was.
Yeah.
And we were saying it was a lackluster attempt at doing DLC and it was a money grab. And then once the DLC started coming out, people started seeing it, because you and I were looking at it objectively going, well, where the hell is all the content we were expecting?
I was sitting there looking at it as a Fallout fan. I love Fallout. I've been playing Fallout, you know, for big thing complaining about the season price pass. That was back when the season price pass was still $30.
Yeah.
Back before it shot up to 50.
Yeah, they announced they're going to do
you know, it was the whole DLC for that game was just such BS. You know,
there's one piece of DLC worth it.
Yeah, there's one piece of DLC out of the entire thing. Out of $50 with DLC, there's one piece of DLC I haven't played it, but you know, it looked good.
My buddy has it, yeah.
You know, I hope, you know, one day I'd like to pick up the season pass for it, and I'd like to go through and do a full playthrough, because I've said before, I'll say it again, as an objective game, not associated with the Fallout franchise, I enjoyed Fallout 4. The only problem I had with it is it took away a lot of the things I loved about Fallout. You know, it took away a lot of the RPG elements. The DLC was very much lackluster.
Yep.
You know, compared to New Vegas, it is absolute garbage. But I think standing on its own, it is a very enjoyable game. I enjoyed what I played of it. You know, I wouldn't have put 100 hours into it otherwise.
Yeah.
I've said that opinion 101 times before, but you know, I don't know.
Your other rant video, I'm not going to mention the name, but I'm just going to address something that I've been wanting to say for a long time in that one. And you know what? We brought up the name earlier. I just don't want to bring him up and pay attention to it. What irked me the most about that entire debacle was the fact that somebody that has YouTube celebrity to a certain degree focused their attention negatively on somebody that was small.
Yeah.
And sent their people after them. And even not intentionally or not, I can't abide by that.
Listen, I want to address the audience as a whole, and not saying this applies to every person. Not every person you see. A lot of people on YouTube I've noticed, and this, like I said, this doesn't apply to everyone, but there's a lot of people on YouTube who put on a facade.
Yeah.
For it. Person, if you want to go back and see, if you missed the first half of this for some reason, if you want to go back and know who this person is, feel free to rewind the tape. But this person is very much one of those people. We even had people within BGN who were not around during the time this whole debacle went down, who came in. They were offended at us, for calling out this particular individual. And it's like, not everybody is as they seem. This particular person, they're absolutely horrible. With the way they treated everyone. And I don't know. It was.
I didn't get any
trust in everything.
I got a little bit of the passive aggressive stuff, but I never had anything.
The problem with that was I kind of during that time, it was during the transition time from Maplecraft to Brew Gaming Network. I kind of took on the role of social media manager almost, and I took on the role of announcing a lot of that stuff and pushing it and kind of PR managing all of it. It's very small scale. This isn't like a million people affecting a million people. This is affecting maybe 100 people at most.
Yeah.
But a lot of that backlash that came off of that came back in my direction. That's the first time I'd had experience with any of it.
And that's when
major backlash like that.
And that's when you understand that some aspects of the internet is just a horrible, horrible vacuum.
Yeah, I mean, I got tore apart for it. Which it's like in a way I sort of understand. We were kind of reworking something that a lot of people would come to know and love. But
we
at the
didn't
same
do
time,
anything improper, though.
No, we didn't do anything improper at all. We just basically at the time we had changed over. We were all new people. We were none of the original people. Kit was the only person who was an original quote unquote Maplecraft person.
Yep.
Other than that, everyone was new. We were all taking it in a different direction. We all wanted to do different things, and we just renamed it. We came up with a better name or a different name, so we could do our own thing.
And the thing is like we kept everything Maplecraft as long as it was his original server. Like there was no name change or anything until when he said that he needed the server. And we needed to get a new one for ourselves. And that's what initiated us to make the name change. It's like, well, if we're going to be our own thing and we're going to be paying for it ourselves, or basically Kit was paying for it, then why should we have anything to do with the original name? So let's just rebrand ourselves, take a step back, and we'll just start positively. And it ended up just being a shit show.
Backfired tremendously.
Yeah. We try to take the high ground, and we try to do things positively, and Chris ends up getting just tortured.
Yeah, I mean, Jesus, I got so many, I got death threats because of that. Yeah. I was just like, first of all, it goes back to what I was saying earlier. If you don't want to watch it, if you have a problem with it, don't watch it.
Yeah.
It's,
I mean,
I don't know. That whole situation.
I've had issues with people. I've had issues with people, like even like in our groups and stuff. And I always take care of it in a personal manner. If you did something that pissed me off, Chris, I would send you a direct message and say, listen, that
was one of my big problems with this particular situation as well. I had no line of communication.
No, it was done through Kit.
Zero line of communication. All the line of communication I had through Kit, even on Twitter. I DM'd, and even on Twitter, it was just no communication whatsoever.
Yeah.
It was stupid. And like I said, it goes back to, the people you see, the personalities that are being put on. There are some very genuine people out there.
Oh, absolutely.
There are very genuine people out there. There are also some people out there who put on a facade of being all nice and peachy and cool. And in real life, they are terrible, terrible people.
Yep.
That's a thing going on right now. Not to derail this too much, but JonTron came out as like a really super right-wing dude. Which means nothing wrong with your political beliefs. Believe what you want to believe, but he's believing some like really, racist stuff that's out there in terms of that. But not to derail it too much, but there's some people out there. They put on a facade simply for the fact of gaining that community.
And I'm not going to try to defend him at all, but that part of me is wondering at what happened to initiate or instigate this kind of behavior. Like, why all of a sudden is this
Yeah, because up until then, I mean, we'd had rough communications, but it was nothing that we did during this time to particularly. It's not like we went out there and said, "Up yours, we're doing our own thing now." It was one of those things like, "Okay, we're gonna go our own way because there's some problems going on." And in the video I talked about that came up and started a lot of this drama. I said the record straight. We'd had communication issues. He's also decided to take his server back. I'm fine with that. That's cool. We're starting our own thing. And kind of curious to go down and look at the comments. I forgot that I can't scroll down without showing everything. But there was a lot of garbage in that time, and it really irritated me.
Yeah, and also like at the time, like it wasn't just him. Like we had like a bunch of people joining the server, and there was a bunch of different personalities coming in, and like there was a lot of change happening. And it
was basically we were still trying to figure out what we want to do, who we wanted to associate with, a lot of the ways things were going to be done.
Yep.
There's a lot of internal issues we had. Not to say I gone back and said this before. Anyone we've had trouble with in the past, I don't hold any personal grudges against. Honestly, I've never had a problem with anybody
except for Pi. He just pisses me off.
Except for Pi, that guy. I hate that guy. No, I actually talked to Pi. He came on one of my streams.
I saw that. No, and I'm just saying the only thing that pisses me off about Pi is he doesn't upload.
He needs to. He did some stuff on Leech now, and me and Kit keep trying to get him on to do more stuff. But I don't have any. I never had any. But the other people had disagreements. That's on them. I'm not going to shame anybody. Personalities clash. I'm all aware of that.
And I've been. I'm right there with the rest of them. I mean, I've had personality clashes with a few people that we've run into, and it is what it is. I mean,
it's like people don't like me. Oh well, too bad.
Yeah, I mean, look at me. I'm 48 years old. If you don't like me, I have met and lost communication with so many freaking people in my lifetime. Like, honestly, just on jobs, like just in the workplace, tens of thousands of people that I've met. And I mean, I was a bartender and a waiter. I worked in the service industry for 27 freaking years. I have met more celebrities and more people than I could shake a stick at. Like, I can't even remember half the people that I met that I should remember. So, honestly, if you guys don't get along with me and you don't like what I do,
I think I try to be fairly personable and nice to everyone I meet, and I try and be a friendly person. That's I'm not doing that to put on a facade like I was talking about earlier. That's just who I am as a person. I don't like to start drama. I don't like to dislike people. But it goes back to people. Render is the only person I have a problem with. Okay,
because his map is crazy.
We gotta talk about that. Render no. But I mean, it's like there's people I disagree with. There's people I wouldn't say I have a problem explicitly, but it's like it comes down to if I don't like the person, I'm not going to talk to them or stuff like that.
Yep, I agree. I mean, I would say this without any fears. Like the group of people that I record with on a regular basis, that's like the Drunk Gaming Crew, you, Cartooner, Black Ops, everybody in that group. These are all real people. Like everybody that we hang out with, everyone that we record with, that's a conscious decision I've been making for the last year. Is I don't want to do anything with people if I don't like them as people, and if they treat me one way off stream and another way on stream. If you're like that, you're gone. Like,
I can honestly sit here and say I don't know of anybody within Brew Gaming Network or the Leech Now. I've been hanging out a lot lately with the Leech Now people. I can't say anybody there I'd say is disingenuous on their videos or streams. Everybody. That's one of the things I like about. That's one of the things I think a lot of people change when they get bigger on YouTube. I think they start.
I've seen that happen.
I've known a couple people. I'm not going to mention names. There's some people out there that I think I was really good friends with. They took off on YouTube, and then they were just, "Who are you?" No, I'm only going to play with these other big people. It's like, and not that I'm saying that in a way of drag my channel up with you. By God, I'm saying that more in a way of I used to be friends with you. I liked you as a person, but okay.
I like the ones that get big, change, and then realize they don't like gaming anymore.
Yeah. That's why I'm going to start my pastry making channel next month.
I am going to make falafels, and falafels is all I'll make.
Listen,
I'll make them out of cherry blossoms for you. The only reason I said falafels is because I'm actually going to make them tomorrow.
I considered making at one point a really, really bad kitchen series. Just really bad cooking.
Oh, God.
May still go through with that. I'd like to do some real life.
Is there already a bad one? It's that drunk cooking show.
Yeah, but you know, going back, like I said, you know, a lot of people on YouTube they big and they change a lot. You know, they may not change on screen to you. They may stay that same person on screen. They may
Yeah.
change a little bit, but there are a lot of people. You know, there's people have changed a lot on screen when they get big. I've seen that before,
Oh yeah.
too. But for the most part, a lot of these people they off screen they burn a lot of bridges.
I'm burning them at the beginning. I figured you might as well
Yeah.
start off burning them. And you just,
And my whole thing is, you know, I like the people. There's people I don't talk to anymore that I've done stuff with, mostly because we've more grown apart. You know, a lot of the people I don't talk to anymore are people who just don't do anything anymore.
yeah.
Don't do a YouTube or they're, you know, I've never explicitly stepped away and burned bridges. You know, I've never said
No.
I don't want to be a part of this group anymore.
You know,
I try and like, you
the
know,
two
everybody I
guys-
play with.
the two guys that I try to do stuff with on a regular basis, well, when I can, not as regular as I used to. It's like Black Ops and Cartooner.
Yeah.
I mean, they're both like really awesome dudes, and I like hanging out with them. Did a whole bunch of GTA stuff with them the other night, and I'm
Yeah.
pretty sure that Black Ops is afraid of me now.
Oh no.
We were doing like races in GTA, and he kept on bumping me and flipping. Like he kept on destroying me. I called him every name under the sun. I referred to him as parts of a female anatomy in a negative way. It was. I'm pretty sure his ears were bleeding, and
God, please tell me you recorded this.
oh, the whole thing's recorded. It's going up.
Oh,
on the
I
channel.
look forward to watching.
It's gone awful. But I mean, like for me, that was like in the heat of the game, having a blast and just cursing because there are certain things. Like if I'm doing like Cube World or Minecraft, there's games that I know that I'm just going to be that PC kind of guy. I don't want. I know that they're more kid-friendly games, so I'm not going to worry about it. If I'm playing a video game where they curse and swear in it, I am going to open my mouth and I'm going to be that truck driver. You know that has a foul mouth.
I tend to be the same thing, and you know, I get bad about name calling and stuff like that, especially in competitive games. You know, it's like golf with your friends, or you know, but it steps just take a step back. It's like I don't. If I sit there and call like playing Myriad Caves, there's a couple times I'm sitting there like Render, I hate you. I hope you go and die in a hole. I hope it. Render's a great person. Render's a wonderful person. I don't hope anything terrible happens to him, but in the heat of the moment, I'm going to shout stuff like that, and that doesn't mean
you know what sucks is playing with your 13-year-old son when you want to call Render every name under the sun. Yeah,
I don't know if I could do that. Everyone's bugging me to start
we
that
actually,
up again.
my son and I both rage quit it. Corona Trials.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I have one more episode coming up. Nothing to do with the map. It was everything to do with me breaking it. And when I set up the server, we jumped onto it before enabling command blocks, and then when I enabled them, I didn't reset the map, so they were broken.
Yeah.
So the food did not replenish anything for you. So if you had full health bars, like full food bars, it wasn't replenishing health. So we got into a place where it was just death after death after death, and there was there's no redeeming.
I had to take a break from Myriad because of that. There was a point, I think it was a couple of weeks ago, I was just I had a lot of stress going on outside of life, and basically I ended a stream. I streamed for like an hour, only like an hour, and I got out. I basically just walked in my yard and I sat down because I was about to lose it over that map. So I am on hiatus. I'll probably return eventually.
And to think that Kit actually did it.
Very enraging series. It's rough. It's fun in a way.
War's giving me shit now about this. War, we are going to go back and do it. We're actually. This is the cool thing is like. My son and I, the whole purpose of doing what we do together is it's just father and son gaming. That's all we've ever called it. We've done a couple things together, and there's like we started Terraria together. We did like 5 or 6 episodes and stopped. And like he's the same as me. He's got like he's like a ferret, and he looks over. There's something shiny. He's got to go and grab that because like we both like we'll stick to a game for a little while, and then when we're bored of it, it's just done. Like it's not even. Well, I should keep doing that for my channel because I get good views, and I'm like, nope, I'm done. Like it's just So we're done with that right now. So we're going to go back. I'm going to reset the server. I talked to him about a couple of the really small CTMs, like the ones like Kit was doing a couple that were like 3 wolves type of thing. So I thought those would be kind of fun. We could do, like 5 episodes or something to get that kind of thing out of the way. He's also going to join on Ark.
Oh man, that's going to be.
So he's going to play the modded Ark with us.
Yeah, I played a CTM, a small CTM, with a friend of mine in real life a few years ago on my channel, and I had a blast doing that. It was only like 4 wolves. Yeah. It was a very enjoyable experience. Stuff like that I enjoy, but man, Render with the Myriad Caves and all his Untold Stories series, they are rough.
They are rough.
And I I will admit, I do tend to throw on a little bit more of a salty persona for this. I, in life, am a salty person, I have noticed, if you could not tell. I don't really like that about myself. I do it, and it's kind of funny. So I'm trying more recently to avoid games like that, in series like that, only so I don't have a heart attack in the middle of the game and die. But I like my Cosmic Craft series, where it's pretty much just me sitting there playing games, chilling out, talking. I enjoy that. I've had a lot of fun with that. Even LA Noire, I've had some frustrating moments, but there's a lot of that game has just been me hanging out. It's stuff like that I'd like to lean more towards on my channel.
You know, game I want to grab for that
what game?
To take over for my Minecraft, because I am a creative person. I do like to build, and I do like the building aspect of things, but I want to get Planet Coaster.
Yeah, I've heard about that. That looks like a pretty entertaining game.
Yeah, because I've 3 times now I've tried making theme parks in Minecraft, and I've done like textures and like mods and stuff, and I've gotten into it. I've done this like off camera and stuff. I've done that a couple times, and I really enjoy making a theme park. I mean, living in Florida, they're everywhere.
Oh yeah.
So I think for me it would be a lot of fun just to get in and do, like, just make big roller coasters.
I'm gonna see if I can find it.
What the hell is that
game?
noise?
I'm typing and trying to find things. City Skylines. That's what I was talking about. I'd love to play that. That game looks really entertaining. I think that'd be a fun thing to throw out. Really,
it's a great game.
Yeah, I'd love to check that out. I think I'm gonna pick it up soon, because that's another. I'd like to find games like that. Not that I'm gonna try and make my entire channel just a sit down and relax channel. No, I'd like to have some fun, fast-paced stuff. Some more. I do enjoy having a side of salt on the channel. And I've been trying to kind of do Overwatch, and so I'm trying to keep like one competitive game, one game that's going to kind of keep a little salty on there, but at the same time, I'd like to not focus my entire channel around that kind of thing, because I personally I don't really care for that kind of content anyway. I'd like to make content that I would want to watch.
Yeah.
And I enjoy more kind of chill out and hang out stuff. That's what I've been trying to.
I really enjoy City Skylines. Like I can understand where you would actually enjoy that.
Yeah, I'd like to pick that up, because I think that'd be a fun game. I had SimCity? Yeah, SimCity on Origin, and I poked around with that for a while. I may pick it up again for the similar thing, but I think City Skylines, I've heard a lot of really good things about City Skylines.
And your processor will handle it nicely.
Yeah, I may have to check it out. So,
I picked it up on one of the. Yeah, I mean, I picked it up. I think it was like $7 or $8. Like, and I just got the regular version. There's a bunch of add-ons for it. Like that add Nightlife. I think the Nightlife one is the Nightline, whatever they call it.
I don't know. I see it all the time on Reddit.
Yeah,
and that's that's a big game over there. So I may
dark,
check it out. Not a lot of people played it on YouTube when it first came out. I don't think it's lost a lot of popularity though.
I've seen it on streams a lot.
Yeah, it's a big stream game. It's one of those games. It doesn't look boring enough to where it would make a good stream game. Because there's a lot of games out there for streaming that are not at all great for streaming. They're of that similar style. Because that is, I wouldn't call it a strategy game, but just kind of building games like that. Yeah, it seems cool, but at the end of the day, it's just kind of really boring clicking. But that game actually seems like the kind that would make entertaining content. So, I may have to go for that one.
Imagine is saying something that I agree with again. A good mix-up is always good, but too much of it is also bad. But if you focus on one game and you get bored of it quick, honestly, I think the thing with YouTube/streaming is seeing what you want to do and what people actually watch or care for. I agree.
Yeah, you gotta find a nice little middle ground there.
Yeah, I mean,
I talked about this a lot recently.
I think with my streaming, like, my focus has been like I have a couple of series that I'm doing where they're action oriented, like I'm doing Batman or I'm doing Borderlands, and I also have Rage that I've been doing on Saturday mornings, and I also have like Cube World or Lego Worlds. So I've got like little bits and pieces that I'm doing. Like I've hit walls in some games, and like the ones that I do on my streams on a regular basis are ones that I know that I'm comfortable with, that I can play and accomplish something in. But sometimes some of the crap I've played on streams, I just regret even installing it.
Yeah. I've had games like that on stream, and I kind of try and keep a similar balance to my channel. I do. Right now, I think the 3 things I've got going is Minecraft, LA Noire, Cube World, and I'm starting up doing Overwatch somewhat regularly. And that's in my opinion, that's a very good balance of games. There's a couple. I'd like to get into a couple more doing more story-based games.
That's kind of like my
So
buffer between the weird. I think for me, it's like there's a buffer between like the story-based games and those open world, just kind of run and do things. Like,
yeah,
I can go into Conan Exiles whenever I want to because I know that I can just do some building and do some creating and do that. I can do that also in Ark. You know, those are two games that I don't want to do on a regular basis, but that once every couple of weeks or so, I'll pop in and do a stream for like 2 hours or something and say, okay.
yeah.
And I'm not going to be upset if if it doesn't take off or anything because I do those games just for fun.
I'm watching myself die on your head caves. It's wonderful. Yeah, it's it's one of the hard parts about streaming and
Finding that balance
is finding a balance, and I'm starting to get there. I'm starting to enjoy streaming a lot more as I go on, which is good.
fun.
It's a very fun thing to do, especially when you start getting active chats and regulars come by, which I've been doing a lot more lately, which I enjoy.
It sucks when the internet doesn't work.
Yeah, it sucks when your internet's going in and out. I've been pretty good. It drops. The only time it really drops down is when I switch to a new video. But I'm streaming those videos down too, and I think they're coming at 1080
I
or
set my
720.
quality to 2000, and I'm bouncing between 600 and 2100.
Yeah, your internet is not having a fun time
No.
tonight.
It's been 2 weeks now, and we've had them out once, and I'm just. And the thing is, I test it. Like I can go do a speed test, and I'm testing fine.
Huh.
I don't know. There's something. Like I said, I'm gonna test it out on my other system. I might have to do just a refresh on this computer. Maybe there's something in the background of this computer that's just taxing it out. I mean, right now I'm running at 35% CPU usage.
Huh. Yeah, I don't know. There may be something going on. I know I'm bad about. I set up a cloud backup for my pictures for photography stuff, and I've had a couple times where I've started streaming in the middle of backup, and I'll just be sitting there going, "Why am I dropping frames?" So
yeah,
stuff like that's easy to miss.
I know one of the reasons that I had an issue the first time we were streaming is because a 1.7 gig download or update for Art Capital.
Yeah. Steam does not pause for streaming, which is great. You gotta be mindful about stuff like that.
I usually set it. I was setting it for like overnights, but now I'm uploading overnight, so I should just do it in the morning.
Yeah.
Now that would drive me nuts. Imagine when saying for some reason his desktop disconnects from the internet completely, but every wireless device is perfectly fine.
I don't know about that.
Oh, of course.
Yeah, I've still got to get Ethernet set up. When I get Ethernet set up, I'm gonna be golden.
War is telling me now that it's the CIA Rivet, obviously, since I'm from Canada, I can't be trusted.
Dirty foreigners.
When's the last time you restarted your PC, Rivet? This morning. Cade. This morning. I left it on overnight, and then I went out, and oh, God. Now I hate Skype. You're coming in crystal clear, and I'm blurry.
Yeah, you were blurry there for a second.
I looked like you had motion blur turned on. And now both of us are frozen.
I'm here. It's working
now
on my
it's
screen.
fine. I minimized it, and I hate you, Skype.
It's the only way we could get this to work. Discord, hurry up. But they said video calls are going to be a thing when Discord first started being a thing.
Oh,
that was like
Jesus,
2
I
years
can't
ago.
wait. It can't happen soon enough for me.
Yeah. Well, as soon as I do that, I'm going to be golden. I look forward to doing
Can
that.
you believe we've been yakking for 2.5 hours tonight?
I know. I look over at her. Huh. This is going to be interesting.
What?
I don't know. I just want to see how much longer we can go for before everything breaks down or we run out of things to talk about.
Yes, we did. Imagine we did test Google Hangouts. The issue we run into is the fact that OBS will not. Oh God, this sucks. Skype's the same way with it now, but you can't use the our web cameras cannot stream to Hangouts as well as OBS, so it goes to either program. And
the Skype just has bigger, small pictures of you that you can blow up a little bit more because the one on Hangouts was a grossly small.
And it was square.
Thing. It was a little bitty square. This one's a big face thing, and the quality's not terrible. So
so like
I was looking at it on the one.
My picture on my image is my picture on the image with Chris. It's like really small. That's actually about the same size that I'm seeing it on. Like My little thumbnail version is
Hey,
what
neat.
it
I
is.
think my stream just died.
Mine's going strong.
0 kilobits. The kilobits are gone.
Your restream has restreamed itself.
56 kilobits, 0 kilobits.
Sounds like you're going to the same thing I had earlier.
2,000 kilobits. The kilobits have returned. Hi, internet. I've returned. The
You're
kilobits
on.
Just, yeah. OBS just decided that it didn't need to stream anymore.
Hold
which
it.
is fun.
Am I? Oh, frick! I'm on my. Oh, I'm like, why is it the same conversation in your stream that I was looking at mine? And I went into my own stream. Son of a bitch.
Alright, I think it's back though. That's nice.
Okay.
I was hoping I wouldn't have to restart it.
Yeah, you don't want to have to be
Streaming
like me.
Streaming is very broken.
Oh God, the last one we did, I think I've got like 18 pieces on Twitch.
Oh God.
Yeah, it's just like, it's awful. There was even 3 on Beam. I was like, oh, this is bad. It's so bad.
I'm glad it held together. My end has held together reasonably well. Only one major crash.
I don't even think I'm still live on Twitch.
Restream is delightfully broken. It's gotten better in the last few weeks. I haven't had any major issues with it.
Yeah.
But
no, it says I'm live.
It's coming. Don't worry, it's coming. It's not going to work soon. I'm hoping, like those 4 days I'm gone, it decides not to work, so I can get back and stream. But
yeah, that'd be nice.
it'd be really nice. But it's probably not going to. It's probably the day I come back, which is probably gonna be the next episode of this podcast. God forbid it ever happens.
What? Did we ever do this again?
Yeah, God forbid we actually continue this.
I like this. We're going to be doing. Yeah, if you guys like Crusty Salt, we're just doing this as a brand new podcast type of thing.
It's
So
probably gonna happen every Saturday night at an undefined time. Gonna give me a weekend streaming schedule because I don't usually stream on the weekends.
yeah,
It's
and
usually
it gives me
my
a break from
break.
gaming.
Yeah, it's kind of nice to just tab out from gaming. Tap out.
Tap out.
Tap
It's-
out. That's
yeah,
the word I'm
it's
looking
a
for.
wrestling term. You know?
Yeah, because I stream games. I play games basically. If I stream 3 times a day, 2 or 3 games for probably about 4 or 5 hours at any given
Yep.
day, on top of everything else I'm doing, which I don't have a problem with. I love gaming. But
Yeah.
after a while, it gets kind of old, especially when you're playing the same games on loop.
Yeah. I kind of burnt myself out. I was doing so many different games. Like it was fun at the
Yeah.
beginning, and then I realized that I was actually starting to work.
Yeah, it just kind of becomes a full-time job on the side, which is why I'm glad I'm blissfully fun employed.
Yeah, I
college
actually
right now.
I got a work at home thing that I'm actually starting up next week too. So
Ooh.
I'm going to be working 15
Sending
20
the
hours.
pizzas over the mail.
No, it's it's an online business thing.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, it's honestly I'm looking at doing it is if I can make enough money staying at home without having to go into work to like at my age, a 12-hour shift on my feet is becoming tiresome and becoming problematic for me. Like I'm in a lot of pain, like physical from it. So I needed to make changes anyway. So I found an online option. So I'm like, okay, I could take care of that.
There you go.
So I'm like, whatever. I'm gonna put this one back.
Yeah,
in.
It's kind of one of those things that worries me about later this year when I'm out of college. I'm gonna end up going full time probably. More than likely
YouTuber?
working somewhere. Full-time YouTuber.
Yeah, sounds like a plan.
I'm hoping by the end of that I'll have enough subscribers and Patreon monies to go full-time. If I am, I'll totally go for it when I'm out of college. I will do this full-time, but I'll probably end up going full-time working, which means it's going to hurt my schedule. But, I'll work around it. I always have. I worked around it when I was in high school when I wasn't, I didn't get home till 3 or 4. Only had like an hour window to do stuff, so.
Honestly, it's not hard to juggle. I mean, a lot of people come home and they'll like sit their asses down in front of the TV and watch the boob tube for like 2-3 hours.
Well, the thing I think is going to make it easy, it's like, I get home now, or problem I had in high school, it's like you get home, you have homework. Don't have that with work so much.
No, unless you got a
Especially
shitty job.
Yeah, it's basically just come home, sit here, I'm fine sitting here and playing games, and, I usually end up playing games anyway when I get home.
I do it to unwind.
This knife is breaking even more. Yeah, I do
Can
it
you
to.
put
I do
that knife
too.
away and grab another one?
Yeah, it's just cheap and broken. It doesn't matter to me.
China.
But it's I'll figure out how to work it in eventually, because as much as I'm growing right now, I'm not gonna want to. I don't want to say, I'm only gonna go until September, and then I'm not gonna have time, and then I'm gonna quit.
I think a lot of us tend to go through those phases, like, how far can I take this? Like, what's the, what's my outcome with this whole thing? And like for me, this whole project of when I started doing YouTube, like I wanted to do something that was different than my regular 9 to 5 nightmare hell that I've been doing.
Yeah.
And I was looking at doing a bunch of different things. I'd actually got some training so I could do teaching English overseas.
Star just don't want to derail you too much, but Star just posted, how long is this thing going to be going? I watched a whole movie in the time it's been going. We are currently 2 hours and 22 minutes in, and
we're still waxing poetic, Star, so just suffer.
22 seconds. There we go.
Yeah.
Okay.
Wow.
2 hours, 22 minutes, 22 seconds. There we go.
I've been streaming almost every video I have in my backlog. So if anybody's watching this stuff in the background, that's like almost everything I've got coming out for the next week.
You're getting pre-release.
Yeah, there's just no audio.
Rivet. Yeah.
No.
This is the pre-order bonus.
Yeah. Yeah. This is what Patreon's all about right here. You get to see stuff before. Just have to donate money.
There's a lot of balance going on. Like right now, I'm happy. Oh God, I just died. Once again, watching Myriad Caves. But I'm happy with my schedule right now because I get off at 12 every day. I come home, I sit here. Most of the time, well, I'm already home. All my classes end at 12, so I can pretty much start streaming right away. I can. I love how every time I die, my camera just flies around for a minute, and you can tell there's rage. Even without the audio, you can tell there's rage.
I don't even have to watch it. No, there's rage attached to it.
But it's a very good schedule. I've had a very good schedule for streaming, and I'm happy with that. And I'm hoping I can balance it out, because I do enjoy doing this. I have a lot of fun doing this. A lot of the people I've met through it have brought great joy upon.
Well, yeah, that's like what I was saying earlier. Is like when I first started doing this, I had a couple of options of either changing my career path or doing YouTube. And then kind of taking a part-time thing. So what I've done is I'm working enough hours to afford to do what I do here. Like it pays my rent, covers my bills, it covers my food. I get a little bit extra money left over to buy video games and do that kind of thing. And then the rest of the time that I have, I devote to the channel or to streaming or all that kind of stuff. And that also means that I've been, like the whole time I've been doing this, I've been learning more about how social networking works, how marketing works, how to better use editing, lighting, everything.
Yeah, that's one of my favorite things. One of my absolute favorite things to have come out of this is I have gotten such an involvement in media myself. I started doing photography on the side. I've done short films, a couple short films now. It's a lot of fun. It's opened up not only a whole new career path, but just basically like a whole new passion. This isn't something I would have considered doing, 5-6 years ago before I started all this. So, man, that guy just got killed. Switching videos, watching the Overwatch.
I look at this for myself as like going to university. Like I could have gone back to school and gotten a degree and then gone and do something. But then I looked at it this way: is like if I'd done that, I would be probably out good $50,000 that I would have a loans and all that kind of crap for, if I could get it at my age.
Yeah.
And then what do I have? There's no guarantee of any work. And even at my age, that I was running into the issue where I was becoming too old to be marketable for most jobs that I was qualified for.
Yeah.
And that's an insane thing for me at my age. I'm like, I'm not even like at this point I was like in my mid 40s. I'm like, I'm 20 years away from being retired.
Yeah.
And I'm already too old to work. This is bullshit.
Yeah.
Like the way that the corporations and everything have been working is geared towards getting younger and younger and younger because you pay them less and less and less.
Yeah.
People like me that actually have the skill sets to do things, we're just not worth the money anymore. Even if we're willing to work for less. Just sucks. So that's why I did this. I'm like, the hell with it.
And it's great. I mean, I've learned a lot through this. Saying it's like going to university. It's I had for one of my classes, kind of anecdote here, I had to shoot a video.
Yeah.
Or I'm shooting a series. One of my classes, basically, I have to shoot a series of video tutorials on computer maintenance.
Okay.
And I showed them to a friend of mine who's in the media department. And he showed them to the media director, and the media director stood back and said, "You have no formal training in this. This is something I'd expect my third-year students to be making, my third, fourth-year students." And it's like, no, I've no formal training. Everything I know is off Google. And, he said this is he sat back and he's like, "This is one of the best projects I've seen come through here in a long time. It's not even for a media class; it's for a computer class. You know, this is the director of the media department talking about this.
Yep.
It's like stuff like it's neat to learn stuff like that. And you know, another thing I enjoy about it is it's definitely a social thing now. You can't do it. It's hard. It's very hard to do this kind of thing on your own, and you know, it's helped me improve in a lot of that ways. You know, when I started this, I was horribly antisocial. I still am. I hate people, but
you know, I've become that way. This is also like what it's done for me too. Is I've come to the realization is like for years I've worked in like nightclubs as DJs, bartenders, and like working as a waiter. And like when I do all that job, like I always said that I was an actor. Like whenever I went to work, because you have to find out what people want, what they need, and you kind of put on the persona when you're going to the table. And then my thing was always to make them laugh, walk away as they were laughing. And my ex-wife, she would say she always knew when I was coming back into the kitchen because she could hear people laughing.
Yeah.
So that was part of my shtick, and I thought I was a social person. You know, I was out and having fun. Then I started doing this, and I realized that I'm not a social person. I'm actually very, very antisocial, and I'm more of an introvert than an extrovert. I'm more comfortable and confident like this. But this interaction, like what we do here, like just sitting here having a conversation, and Golden Toast is saying that you got out of the hospital and you're fine. Thank you for letting me know. That's really good, man. Yeah, that sucks.
It's, you know, when I started this, I was in high school. I was horribly, you know, I've never been super social. But when I moved to where I am now, you know, I never knew anybody. I became very, very socially awkward. You know, I think I can count the number of people I knew in high school on on one hand. You know, I was never a hugely social person. Yeah, and this has really helped me with that, especially when, you know, going into college. You know, I step back and most people think, you know, they stand back and they look at, not like in a bragging way, but you know, people look at me and they assume I've always been this social. You know, I don't have a problem striking up a conversation with anyone now. That's not something I would have done 5 years ago.
No, this definitely helps. I mean, and plus, like, you have to be with this. My personality is this. Like, there is no, like I said before, it was like there was a persona that I put on when I went to the tables and all that. But this isn't, like, I don't have to do that anymore. I can just be myself and just enjoy myself. And if I want to sit in this house and not leave for the better part of 3 or 4 days, and I'm okay with that. Like, I can just sit here.
It's kind of, I mean, you can sit in the house for 3 or 4 days. You'll talk to 100 people in those 3 or 4 days.
Hundreds. Yeah, I'm more socially active than I would be if I was out and around, like, bartending.
I think my circle of friends online is probably 5 or 6 times larger than it is in real life. I have, you know, maybe 4 or 5 people I talk to on a regular basis in real life, not counting, you know, college where I'm forced to interact with people. I mean, I still like those people, but, you know, people I know, a lot of the people I knew from high school, you know, I talk to 3 or 4 people on a regular basis. You know, I have 2 friends of mine I grew up with when I lived in California. I talk to them every day. I still count that as online because I don't see them every day in real life. It's like I get online, I hop in a chat in Drunk Gaming, I hop in a chat in Elite, you know, there I am talking to 5, 6, 7 people. Yeah, you know, I was in a 40-person UHC. I can never say I sat down and talked to 40 people at once before in real life. You know,
no,
outside of giving a speech in front of class or something like that. You know?
I did that when I was a trainer for a software company.
Yeah.
I had like dozens of people. Freaking hate it. Standing up in front. The worst thing, dude, when I moved back to Toronto, God, like 7 years ago now, 7 years ago, and I went to a club, and there was a DJ that was working there. Nice lady. She was really cool, and like we had a friendship. That was all there was to it. It was just simple friendship. And I came in for Halloween. I'd moved there in September, and by Halloween I just went out. And I dressed up like as, oh God, what was it? Il Duce from the Boondock Saints, Billy Connolly. You know, and I wrote like on my hands like the tattoos that the guys had, and I made myself into a zombie. It was just like stupid freaking costume. So I go to the bar, and she's like, "I need somebody to help me MC tonight." I'm like, "What?" She hands me the microphone and makes me do the entire the event that they were doing, where they were getting people up on stage and doing like votes on who had the better costume.
Yeah.
And this is in front of hundreds of people. I've been in the city for like a few months, and here I am all of a sudden put into a position where I'm like, I felt so socially awkward. I felt right out of my element, but I did it. And and then What happened after that? They're like, oh, you got to do this all the time. I'm like, no, never again.
Yeah.
Because they're like, oh, you were so funny up there. You're ripping people apart with their costumes. I'm like, what? Was I supposed to be nice to them? Like, no. and like, what I love about it is like this now. What I do is that.
Yeah.
This is all I have to do. I don't have to do it for anybody else.
It's simple and enjoyable, kind of. After a while, it gets complicated because you got to look into all the ways of doing YouTube. But it's fun to sit down and just be you, play video games, and have people enjoy that for some reason, or just sitting here and talking.
I saw on Twitter a little conversation between Generic B and Paul Soares this morning.
Mm-hmm.
I think Generic posted that he wants to retire and play video games. And Paul Soares replied, just like, yeah, we'll retire and play video games you actually want to play for yourself. I'm like, yeah, I kind of get that,
That is, it's definitely a problem I've had. I enjoy gaming for myself. I do it a lot. I know there's a lot of people out there who are, if you do YouTube and they play games for YouTube. That's never really been me. Because I have a fun time sitting down in complete utter silence and binging games for 12 hours at a time.
Oh, yeah.
I enjoy sitting down. Last night I played GTA till 3 a.m. with some friends of mine. I never once, thought about even streaming it. It's just fun for me. I don't always do that. There are a lot of games that I'll play for YouTube, but I also like to spend a lot of time gaming on my own. Maybe when I get bigger, that'll change if I get bigger. But
no, you'll do the same thing.
I'll probably do the same thing.
You and I are what the hell? What the hell's going on here? What the heck? Oh, this is great. I'll post that for a second. My desktop just showed up.
Uh-oh.
It's like the video stopped playing.
Huh. I don't know.
Okay, something else just came up again. That is so weird, man.
What's going on?
And I don't know what happened. My window capture just stopped working.
Huh.
Yeah, it turned on to... Weird. Yeah, stupid hate this thing. I may have actually turned off... Sharky's like, what is that? That is my background. I don't know, just stupid image that I found online. That one will work. Okay.
There you go. I've just been kind of switching through random streams over the last few days. So in case anybody missed them, you get to get caught up.
Yeah. Oh, God. Is there any more games you want to talk about, or are we done with that stuff?
I don't know. I think we've covered everything in the 2.5 hours we've been here.
Yeah, I'm kind of thinking we should try wrapping this up.
Yeah, because I think we're out of games. everything we've kind of thrown out, all the games. I've talked about all the games that I'm really interested in. Now, at least. Like I said, this year, I think hopefully around E3, it'll change, but this year has a very, very dry game schedule in terms of AAA stuff. Indie games, I don't really pay a lot of attention to, simply because of the fact that you never know if they're going to be good when they come out until they come out. So I usually hold off on that.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. I hope, hopefully the E3 episode will be a lot more entertaining talking about games, but...
So, I went full screen on something, but on my other monitor, and I forgot that it's not the same resolution as.
Oh no!
Yeah, and I can't minimize it. I'm like, wait, it's Steam, so I can't just double click it.
Oh no! Alt 4? I don't know.
It's not the end of the world. I don't care. But yeah, Chris, I'm so glad we got to do this. I'm glad I poked at you. What I said? What, last weekend I sent you the message?
I think last week or the week before you PM'd me and asked about it. So,
what did you think about doing a podcast talking about games and technology?
Yeah, this is something I've wanted to do for a while, and it's something I already do by myself.
Yeah,
it's nice to have other people, and I'm also, I think not next week, but the week after, me and Nate Pick are also going to be doing something similar to this on Friday.
Yeah.
So I've got 2 podcasts in a row, so you guys get to listen to me talk for probably 2.5 hours every day for.
Well, it's not like we're not
years and years
talking all the time anyway. That's what we do.
Yeah, it's been fun though. I like this kind of thing.
Oh, thanks, Sharky. Sharky just said I love people talking, so I really love this. I've always enjoyed podcasts like this where people just kind of ramble about the stuff that they like and that they, we're like, neither one of us are actually like super absorbed in ourselves, where we think that we know everything about something or else.
I'm well aware of.
Yeah, I'm an idiot, and I'm very well aware that I'm an idiot too. But there we go. Finally remembered how to minimize. You hit escape, you dingbat.
What'd you do? Open big picture mode?
No, I just opened it up. I full screened the stupid thing, but I full screened it on my secondary monitor. That's I forget what the resolution is. It's not native 1080p.
Mm-hmm.
It's the 16 by 10 or 6 by 10. 6 by 9 is what we use, or whatever.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
It's a Dell monitor that's meant for more production stuff, so it's like super resolution. It's like a 2K monitor in essence, what I'm looking at. But I can't game on it.
Huh.
It makes me sick when I game on it.
I don't know. I was talking about over resolutions on one of my streams, or the big resolutions, starting to move toward 1440 soon. I think that's going to be the next big thing.
I think that's what I'm going to start. Actually, I think I can do 1440 on that monitor. I'm going to actually see if I can do it. And I might... Well, I've already changed up to 60 FPS on my recordings. And so that's... Like, I'm doing 1080p 60. So that's something new for me on my channel. So next thing is doing 1440. And that way the 1080...
1440 90. There you go.
No. I don't have anything that can handle that refresh. I would like to get one of the 144 refresh.
Yeah, I would. I think I'd like to start going up in the refresh rate now that I can hit solid 60 FPS and everything. I need to start going up and getting more frame rate so I can talk myself into buying more expensive monitors.
Yeah, I think that's gonna be my next big thing is getting a proper monitor setup. I mean, I have that big monitor which I should use more for. I don't even know what I should be doing. I got two big frickin' monitors in front of me that I can't even fit on my desk. I have one down, and the other one over here. So if you see me looking up into the ether like this is me looking at my secondary monitor. Like, I have to look up because there's no room on my desk for two monitors.
It's always great because you look up and there's just enough light. It's like you're looking at the eye of God. It's just like...
Look at us. We trying to shut down the stream and we're still talking for another 5 frickin' minutes.
Star says, where does the podcast name come from? He's Crusty and I'm Salty.
Yeah.
There you go.
Crusty Salt.
Crusty Bro on Twitch. What's going on here? It's a podcast about salty people and crusty people. Wait, is talking about monitors. War is being war.
War is warring.
War says we need a monitor that can hit a solid 56 kilobits per second. Yeah, I'll work on that. I'll have to get toward that.
Monitors. We have done over 3 hours already because the first part of this was over a half hour. So.
Yeah, it's the first part of this I think was 20 minutes, and
25.
we're at about 25 minutes. We're at about 2:40. So yeah, we're at 3 hours. This has been a 3-hour podcast. This killed my vocal cords. I ran out of water. I ran out of tea about an hour and a half ago.
Cade's saying that I'm looking up for the cockroaches. I should because they. I actually sent a picture into the group one day because there was a lizard on the ceiling.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
And it was like this little gecko, and he was just hanging out on the ceiling. And I looked up, I'm like, "What the frig?" And he just was like walking, like just like he would on the ground, just do. And I was so fascinated by him, but I was waiting for him to fall.
Oh, we all are. Why is Kit in the description? Kit's always in the description.
Because Kit needs your subscribers.
Yeah, we're trying to get Kit to 1,000 by the end of the year.
I didn't tell you about my conspiracy thing that we're doing on Kit.
Oh, no.
Yeah, I mentioned it in one of the GTA episodes, and it was all Banana's idea. Well, I said it was all Banana's idea, but it was mine. Is that everyone should go and subscribe to Kit, and then this year on New Year's Eve, everybody should unsubscribe at the same time. Happy New Year, Kit. Suck it. And then, of course, resubscribe a couple days later. But could you imagine just waking up on New Year's? I'm going to have a resolution where I'm going to go to 500 subscribers. And he goes and looks up and he's got 2. Well, hell. I just wasted 8 years of my life.
Yeah, Kit's been going for like 40 years.
Yeah, he's been doing YouTube longer than he's been alive.
Yeah, Kit, his YouTube channel. He needs all the subs, though. He does.
You know what? I was saying for months that I never understood why Kit doesn't have more subscribers than he does, and now I'm starting to understand because he does nothing but Minecraft.
He did Octodad. Need to get him the other Octodad game.
Yeah, I do. Actually, I was tempted. There's Songs of the Deep,
Oh man.
which has an octopus in the title description, but I played it and there's no octopus in it yet. It's just a little submarine game. It's cute. I actually was putting it on the stream here a little while ago. I can't believe I reorganized my whole apartment just for this stupid podcast.
Yeah, I'm looking at doing. I think I might set up a little podcast setup with my green screen.
Is my description for another stream? Possibly. I think the description I posted was the one that it's just my generic stream post. It's just links to most of my. Unless you're playing with popular YouTubers, no. I don't have anybody. Well, I got War Never Changes, Armor, Banana Clanana. I think got Cosmic Chris in there in all my discussions. Oh, God, now I have to go back and check.
Gotta get all the regular peoples.
There is no regular people.
I just link whoever I'm playing with at the time. And Kit. Kit's always there.
Yeah.
I think I've got a thing is just click here to subscribe to the real Kit or something like that.
Yeah, I think I'm looking at it. Yeah, Armor, Banana, War, Kit, Armor. I got Armor in there twice.
Armor? I like Armor.
Dream, because he did the mods for...
yeah, I need to throw Dream in my description. Yeah. I always forget to when I play Cube World, and I have to explain to people
Kit,
why Salisbury is there.
I didn't put Chris on here.
Oh, thanks. Yeah. I feel appreciated.
I'm stealing all your subscribers. I honestly, I'll put Chris in everything going forward. He'll be in my permanent listing. I actually, you know what? I've got that sidebar. Like when you go to your channel and you've got all the people that are, that you recommend. I got my recommendations. I got Armor, Kit, War, Chris, Cartooner, Pie, Will, and Black Ops. I don't have Banana up there. I'm gonna have to put her in. See, I gotta go and edit that.
I had to go and update mine the other day because I realized it was very far out of date. I don't even think I had you in there. So I went through, I added a bunch of people. I think everybody in Drunk Gaming's in there now, and a bunch of people from Elite now.
Ooh.
I may be wrong.
Yeah.
Someone's going to go in there and call me out now why their name is not in the sidebar. But,
probably Star Wizard because he's over in my chat.
Yeah, probably Star. Star's the only one that's not there.
I can't believe that I actually had to save Star. Can you imagine of all the people you have to contact? Did you hear what happened with the lawsuit on Elite now?
What happened after I left? During that one?
Yeah, I'll just tell people so that they understand what happened. Last week, I got a direct message from Star Wizard saying, Rivet, would you mind helping out with something? And I'm like, okay, what do you need? Can you be my lawyer on Elite now? I'm like, when? Now? I'm like, sure, why not? And so he said to dress up, and I'm like, I got a bikini. Is that okay? Sure.
Got a bikini. That whole thing was a train wreck.
I go in. I have no idea what the court case is, and everyone's like in suits, and Black Ops is the judge, and I'm standing around in my bikini, and I'm like, I'm just being myself, and I'm like, and Star hands me this book. There's some coupon thing, and that somebody wanted to have the first swear word he said, and he didn't want to give it out, and I looked at the book, and I'm like, well, that's easy. Here you go. Boom. And I just kept on running around saying, you can't handle the truth, running around. Then I started twerking. And then
you missed the two court cases we've done previous to that. They were just as much of a train wreck.
And I just badgered everybody until Black Ops agreed and threw the case out. And it was done. And I was just like, we win. And everyone's like, you can't win this court case. I'm like, have you ever seen me do anything? There's no way I'm going to lose.
Yeah, that was a train wreck. I ended up leaving halfway through it. I kind of wish I'd stayed.
It's because Black Ops shot you.
The Black Ops shot me. I think Star killed me, and I got mad and just rage quit. I was having a rough day.
I was getting pissed off at all the damn dogs.
Yeah, the dogs were adding to the train wreck as well. So that whole day was kind of
it's funny.
Interesting.
That whole video I've got is like about an hour long.
Oh yeah,
and there's a lot of times I will just take those things and I will cut down and cut down and cut down and then make it kind of like the best of clips. But I was watching it the other day, and I like the whole thing, and it's just stupid.
That's I gotta say, I was honestly I was a little skeptical when Kit said we should do a merger with the Leech now, and I'm really glad we went through with it because those guys are awesome. They're a great group. I'm not just saying that because they're here. I'm saying that because I really do enjoy hanging out with those guys.
I do too.
They're all really
thoroughly
cool.
Enjoy them.
They're their own group, and they're very interesting. They've got some pretty all right people over there, except for that Russ guy.
Yeah. Well, I was actually going to ask them on the server. I'll post it here so you guys know. I've set up this new ARC server for us to do. So I'm going to actually see about how many people from Elite Snow want to come in and join in on it. So
Yeah, get some people for that. There's a lot of people over there that do GTA 5 too.
Okay.
They've had a couple nights. I know Ross has been wanting to do some stuff. Thor, I think Poke does some stuff too. I think there's
Cool.
a bunch of people playing him. So yeah, we'll have to get a group together some night and do some gaming with them.
yeah.
It's fun.
Well,
A lot of
that's
cool
the
people.
thing too. Is like, it's just, every time I go over there, it's just like I popped into the chat last night and it's like blah, 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 blah. There's like 20 people chatting and I walk in and then I say something, everybody's dead quiet. I'm like, did I do that again? Like at what point do you think that the old man walking into the room, you have to watch what you say? Because I've got the foulest mouth. And that's the other thing too. Is during that court case, I felt so bad for Star. Was like every other word out of my
The whole thing in
mouth.
that court case was supposed to be how Star doesn't swear, how he's such a clean person. You're just like, listen, up yours.
Shove it up your ass, you motherfuckers. And it was just like, it was nonstop. And then I'm like, I even walked over, I'm like, bastard, that's the word he said. Case dismissed. And like, you know, I wasn't let any of it go. I mean, I just didn't care.
It was a train wreck, and I love it. It always turns into a train wreck with these guys, though. And
Star
that's part of
saying-
the aesthetic.
We wanted to hear you. Nobody wants to hear me. That is not
it
what
always
people...
gets hectic. It's very entertaining. These guys are great.
Yeah, they're a great group of people, and I'm very thankful that we've joined up with them.
Yeah, definitely. It's fun.
The hell is that noise? I think somebody started the car outside. It's like, I'm like, oh god, they get excited when I join. I don't understand that. Okay, this is going to be fun. Where are my games? I'm trying to think on the regular Steam. Can we see our games?
Yeah.
Like our library.
Yeah. What?
I'm on the website. Can we see the games?
Oh,
that we
on the
own?
website?
Yeah.
I don't think you can see the library on the website.
Yeah. Oh, here's my
I
games.
think you got to be in the app.
Oh, here.
I may be wrong. But
No, I kind of pulled it up. This is my insanity. These are all the things that I have. I have 750 some odd games
Jesus.
in Steam.
You had like 200 a few months ago. What did you do?
Humber bundled.
I've got like 250, and I think I have too many some days.
Actually, I bought one just the other day. I picked up Alan Wake.
You bought every Humble Bundle that's come out in like the last year, though.
Pretty much, yeah. And like I'll buy them and I'll hand out. Like if I've already got a couple of the games, I'll just give out the extras to people that I know.
There have been some great Humble Bundles, though. Let me see.
Hold it.
Humble Bundle right now has, out of curiosity, Humble Jumbo Bundle 8.
Yeah, I got that one.
It's a lot of games.
Humble Bundle here. Humble Bundle.
Warhammer is one of those games I've always wanted to get into.
You know what? I grabbed that bundle for Vermintide. And I also wanted to get Turmoil. That's another game I like.
Yeah, there's some good-looking games in there. If I didn't
And I
spend all
ended
my
up-
money on a microphone, I would.
Oh, dear
would
God.
buy it.
Sharky's like, he's got 50. Star Wizard forgot Steam
Lightweight.
existed.
I've got 200. He didn't he add me on Steam like sometime recently.
Yeah, because he only has 20 games.
Because he was angry at me because apparently he added me like a week ago, and
You know what sucks, Star Wizard, is I bought the Freedom Bundle. That was $30. It was out about a month or so ago, and it was for a good cause. It was basically for freedom. I mean, it was this whole thing about like Doctors Without Borders and all that kind of thing. I think that was one of the ones that was included in that. But there
was
was
a bunch of charities like that.
Yeah, a bunch of charities that were out, and I'm like, Steam's overrated. War says, yeah. But one of the there was a couple of games that I really wanted in it. I got The Witness and come on, what was it? There were basically a whole bunch of indie titles, Subnautica. There was just like so many titles involved in it, and so I threw the $30 at it, and then all of a sudden, like a couple days later, they said we're adding more. I ended up getting like almost 60 games. Like between games,
Yeah, that was a really
books,
good bundle for $30. That was
yeah.
like $1,000 worth of games.
Yeah, it was insane.
That was
Like I've
wild.
never, and the thing was like I wanted it. I just wanted to get it because I thought it was a good idea. And now these little bastards, they're doing mobile bundles. And now that I got an Android phone, I'm like, ooh, this is kind of fun.
Did you finally hop back to Android?
Yeah, I did that a few months ago. I gave up on the iPhone because
I know you had an iPhone for a
I
while.
hated it. I hate that thing.
Yeah, I imagine.
You know what?
iPhones are.
I had the iPhone, and what was driving me nuts with it is that it was just the battery was dying all the time, dying. Like I couldn't do anything with it that was positive. It was just like I'd go to work, half the battery would be dead just listening to music going to work. I'm like, this sucks.
Yeah.
I
iPhones
transfer.
do not have tremendously great batteries.
You know, but this is the funny part, Chris. I went to the Android, and then I decided to maintain the iPhone just because it had the music in it. Because I've got a Bluetooth headset. The Bluetooth sounds really good through that. The Android's a little bit quieter and a little bit less clear than the iPhone. So I'll use it just as an iPod. Whatever. I go for a week without charging it now.
Yeah.
It's like the minute
right.
you have service on that phone, it dies.
Pretty much. iPhones, I've never been a fan of, but they're pretty rough in terms of battery life. Got a friend of mine who's got I don't remember which one it was. I think the SE. His battery on that thing is abhorrent.
I don't know what I've got now.
I've got my
an
nice
Alcatel or something. I don't know.
I don't really care for this phone. I've got the Droid 2. I like the Droid
Turbo?
1. And it's a fancy phone right here. It's a wonderful phone. I've actually, speaking of Bluetooth headphones, I actually picked up Bluetooth earbuds, one of those little neckband things, a few weeks ago.
Yeah.
I love this. It's wonderful. I
It
can
just
listen
goes
to music
behind the
anywhere.
neck?
Yeah, I've got it up here underneath my collar.
Okay.
It's just this little thing. The battery life on this is the best I have ever seen out of anything. I charged this Monday. It died this afternoon.
Wow.
And I've been listening to music pretty much if I'm not here in this chair and I'm doing something else, I'm probably listening to music on it. I love it. And I always thought they looked kind of goofy, and then my dad got one. And it was just one of those things. It's like, you can hide it under your shirt collar. I wear button-up shirts all the time.
Okay.
Why not? And
obviously you don't live in Florida.
Yeah, at least I don't live in Florida. I'm going to wear my socks and sandals. And
No, I don't wear socks and sandals. They're just too damn hot. Just sandals. I actually bought sandals, running shoe type of things. Like it's like basically like Crocs, except they're not Crocs. They're like a regular looking shoe. But it's like there's like a drawstring at the front that has like a bungee cord attached to it. Like I can reach down, pull it, and then like I don't have to tie it. Like I slide the slip cord down. It's like freaking amazing. Go barefoot in Florida? Are you freaking crazy? You don't go barefoot down here. Between the garbage, they never sweep the streets, ever, and the needles from all the junkies, and then the broken crack pipes. You never know if you're going to walk on bath salts or flocka. I mean, or then, heaven forbid, you walk in and you see an actual freaking crocodile walking across the street, and you got to run. Those mothers can run fast. I've seen it. If you can see a crocodile, you're too damn close. That's it. Because they can go like 28 miles an hour. We can't run that fast. There is no way.
Yeah, those things can move.
I'm in a larger city. I mean, the east coast of Florida, the entire thing from like north of West Palm Beach to Miami is what I would consider a city. Because there is no gap in between any of it anymore. There used to be. There used to be like, between Fort Lauderdale and West Palm Beach, there was like, empty spaces. Now it's just all a big massive nothing. The east coast of Florida is horrible.
Florida's just going to become one big city. I'm convinced.
It's just
by the end of it,
god awful.
Honestly, nothing about Florida appeals enough to me to go, other than just to say I've been there.
See, Star Wars, the fastest person can run 23 miles per hour. You're right. How fast can a crocodile run? Now you've got access to Google.
Yeah, Google it up, Star. I need to know.
Yeah. We've given you a task.
Yeah. Just to extend this a little bit longer.
Yep.
Now reaching the 3-hour mark.
Shut up. And then we talked for like an hour before we even did the stream.
was sitting here like for an hour at the hour mark. I'm like, huh, it's an hour mark. Guess we're gonna end it off pretty soon.
You guessed wrong. Oh, can you imagine? Like, this is the kind of crap I would just turn on and just like disable the audio or the video and just keep the audio going. And
Yeah.
I just listen.
If there was, I listen to a lot of audio podcasts.
Yeah, so do I.
That's one of the things I enjoy these headphones for, is 'cause I listen to a lot of podcasts. I'll sit there and I'll listen to them on my phone a lot. If there was a audio hosting site that would support a 3-hour long podcast, multiple episodes of that, I would put it up so that other people could do that. But you're just gonna have to listen to the YouTube video.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, internet.
Yeah, I don't know how else to do this.
Yeah, there's because to hook it up, like all these people and their newfangled iPod, you have to have it hooked up to an RSS feed.
Can we do it to a SoundCloud?
RSS feed. SoundCloud only supports a maximum of like 2 hours of audio unless you pay for it. We are already over that point.
Oh, we're well over that.
We are well over that point. When we were doing the Brewcast, I had it up on some weird site that was kind of like SoundCloud, but they didn't have RSS feeds unless you paid for it. The only other, it's basically to pay for it to have an RSS feed in order to put up to.
When I set up the Patreon, maybe what I'll do is I'll take some of the funds to do the podcast for us.
Yeah, because because 90% of the podcasts I ingest are via Player FM, which is the podcast player I use on my phone. Why did this? Oh, I guess that just.
I got a friend that puts his up on iTunes.
Yeah, I don't like iTunes. It scares me, and it's a terribly designed program. But yeah, like Player FM or iTunes, whatever. I know a lot more people ingest their podcasts by that. I remember when we were doing the Brewcast, we got a lot of hits on audio.
Yeah,
even on the weird third-party site we were on. So
well, the other thing too is you can actually go to some of the download sites and you can download YouTube videos as just MP3s.
Yeah, but I wish you could hook up. You used to be able to do this, but you can't anymore. I wish you could hook up YouTube videos as to RSS feeds, because then you could just dump it on whatever podcast player you want. Because all these podcast players, you don't upload it to the player; you upload just a link of the RSS feed, and it just automatically takes that. You can't do that through YouTube anymore. Otherwise, I would do it. Because I'd love to get it out there to more people.
That's because of YouTube Red.
Yeah,
that's the entirely reason why.
Yeah, YouTube Red. Yeah, it's terrible. So.
Oh, by the way,
sorry.
I'm closing in on my $100 mark. Thank you very much.
Oh, there you go. I'm supposed to get my my check from Maker soon. I'm excited about that.
I'm at $99.48. Thank you very much.
Let's see what I made it to. What my check for?
You know what though? I wonder if they're going to actually send me a check, or they want to send me to my bank, because I just want a check. I want a check from them just so I can put it on my wall and just say I got a check. Never cash it, just say, the hell with it.
What's my HRS5? And boom. Login. Is this login? Curious to know. Oh, cool, it is. Let me see. See how much I have. $99.17. I'll be receiving a check from Maker.
So yeah, you're at the $100 mark as well, roughly.
Mm-hmm. They're gonna have to give it to me anyway because I'm leaving them.
Yeah, it's for those guys.
I look forward to it. I look forward to departing greatly.
I'm not surprised, man. If I was in your situation, I would be as well.
A great turning point. Gonna have some new channel art. Man, you just won Speedrunners. I'm watching right now in the background.
I do that every now and again.
Yeah, I'm gonna do some. I've got some channel art coming up. Got some all kinds of stuff. It's neat.
Oh, I lied.
I get to scream.
$98.
$98.
Yeah.
That's a lot of pennies.
It's a lot of pennies. It's funny. It's like one of my Cube World. My most viewed videos earn me $10. Like, my one that actually blew up.
You've got a couple of big Cube World videos, though.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true. Which is weird.
Yeah, people still like that game.
Yeah, I get that all the time. People are like, "Man, somebody still plays this." I'm like, "Yeah, what do you expect?"
Or is being very salty about your win in Speedrunners. Something that happened in January. Still salty over.
Here, I'm gonna post one of my other speedrunners because There.
Still very salty. I think that was the last time I played that game. That game is angering.
Speedrunners is probably one of the more entertaining of the drunk gaming regulars. Ever since I got the Falcon, which is the giant chicken man, that has become the bane of Ward's existence. Not because of anything else. It's just like, it's not that I'm any better with it. It's just the animation for him makes him look like this big fat guy that can't run very fast. So everyone expects he's slow, and he's the exact same speed as everybody else. But mentally, you kind of think that he's going to be running slow.
Yeah.
I've even got myself looking and watching the wrong character because he's running and looking too weird that I don't pay attention to him. So yeah, and I've actually won more times as a chicken man than anything else. So
I have to be the cosmonaut just because it makes sense.
Cade says he lives in Prime Gator area. The cosmonaut.
Didn't know there was a statute of limitations on BS. I love you, War.
There is no statute of limitations, War. This is just how
he is angry.
He probably didn't get to have Taco John's and Taco Bell for breakfast this morning, so he's probably really pissed. And they probably refused to serve him a Shamrock Shake at home.
I mean, why would they? Oh man. Was that it? Have we reached the end?
All right, we're at 2 hours and 58 minutes. We got to go.
I'm at 3 hours and 2 minutes. Ow.
Oh, that's right, because you're... yeah, Star, it's in a ponytail right now. Here, I'll pull it down. Sharky is like, when you spent your life hearing two crazy people talking for 3 goddamn hours, I need a life.
Yeah. My ears are starting... These headphones hurt my ears because they're not... like the earmuff headphones. They're the ones that just set on your ears. And they hurt my ears if I sit still for 3 hours straight.
Yeah, these are Sennheiser. These are DJ headphones I picked up at a thrift store for $10.
Yeah, I'm gonna go look for some. There's this wonderful store. It's the one I actually saw that one graphics card at. It's got a lot of discount technology.
There you go.
I'm gonna see if they've got some headphones in there.
It's an AT2020, $40.
Yeah, you can load about that all you want, Mr. Florida Pawn Shop.
Yeah, I love my pawn shop.
Fancy stuff.
Dude,
I'm excited for the audio.
You gotta come down on vacation. Yeah, so what was the microphone again you got?
The one I ended up going with, to continue this podcast on, I ended up with the MXL 770, which I chose over the AT 2020 for 2 reasons. Number one, it's cheaper by like $20. Number two, it sounds better. It's got better bass, in my opinion. So, there's I watched a couple of videos of it, and it looks very good. I think the AT 2020 was 100, and this one was 78.
Okay.
It's pretty good. I ended up having to find... I had to do a lot of searching to find a interface that was within my budget and also had 48 volts phantom power. That's the one problem I have with it. The audio interface I was looking at only had 15 volts phantom power. Audio interface.
Which one did you get?
Which one did I get? Hold on. Let me fast forward speedrunners here a little bit so there's actually something entertaining going on in the background while I go.
Because
everybody's talking about making a meetup in Florida. I will never go to Florida. Not really. I ended up going with, if I can log in here, the Behringer Euphoria UM2.
Okay.
Because I sent you one. I sent you ones I got, but that was before I realized I need 48 volts phantom power, and that one only had 15, which I wanted that other one.
Euphoria, which one?
The UM2. It's a little bitty thing with some knobs on top.
Okay. Well, it's not too bad.
Yeah, it's not that bad. I like the one I was looking at earlier. It was more of a... This one's just I like it had more switches. The other one had more switches and adjustments on it, and I like that more.
See, now I'll pull it up. This is... I've got the Sennheiser. Or sorry, not... This is a Steinberg UR22.
I need to get... the one gripe I have with this is the headphone... quarter-inch headphone jack, and not a... whatever this one is, third inch millimeter.
You want that, though. You want the quarter inch.
I want that. I'm gonna have to get an adapter for these headphones. So I'd like to get a pair of Audio-Technica headphones. They have quarter-inch jacks or quarter-inch plugs. There's a pair of Audio-Technicas I'm looking at for about $60. So I keep my eye out because I see a lot of Audio-Technica stuff in my my little bargain hunt store. So I'm hoping to see some headphones in there at some point. Of course, I'm going to walk in there. I guarantee you I'm going to walk in there like Monday and there's going to be an Audio Technica AT2020 sitting there for $20.
Then you'll have a backup. Yeah,
I'm going to have a backup. I'm going to buy all of it.
My UR22 has a 48 volt for phantom power.
Yeah, 48 phantom power is pretty much standard, but it's kind of a pain to find for $50.
Yeah.
No,
I can imagine.
Yeah, because the rest of them, there's a lot of good ones, but they were like $70-$80. And it's like, well, I got the microphone already. I don't want to wait a couple months for an interface. I'm just going to go ahead and get this one because it's not a bad interface. And I actually do like that it's compact. So if I need to go somewhere, I've been doing that a lot more. Packing up, I've brought my AT2020 with me on a couple places. Or not my AT2020, my Snowball. So it's kind of convenient to have something that small. And the microphone actually comes with a really cool, like a hard shell carrying case with foam. So I can probably dig out a little area for the audio interface to sit as well.
And does it come with the shock mount as well?
Yep, it's got the shock mount. It's actually a pretty good deal for, I think I paid $75 for it.
Yeah, that's what I'm looking at on Amazon.
Mount,
it's like $74,
microphone,
$74.
shock mount, and it's got a neat little foam carrying, or a solid carrying case, which I look forward to because I've been doing a lot more production stuff on the go. I've been carrying around. I've got a Tascam, an old Tascam condenser microphone, and I've got this. And now I've got the. I didn't say anything about it on stream. It was shown Rivet. I've got a lavalier mic now too, so I've got a bunch of different microphones I take with me on the go.
Oh yeah,
and I'm expanding my productions, all my production stuff. But I think having a actual nice studio condenser mic will be nice.
Take care, Imagine. We're gonna head out here soon anyway. Don't worry. If you've been here for the whole thing, you were a trooper.
Yeah, I've got to give credit where credit is due. You're crazy. Oh man, I just went speedrunners. Look at that. I can end this video now before I lose again.
Okay, shall we call it here, man? Because we're after 3 hours and we've.
Yeah, this is well after 3 hours. I think this is over.
Yes, it was a blast.
I want to lay down and die.
Yeah.
And really, I'm going to sit back and watch some Netflix. It's what
You're
I do.
gonna Netflix and chill by yourself?
Yeah, Netflix chill myself. That's what I do on the weekends. I've been watching that 70s show again.
Oh.
Pretty far in. They will wrap that up. I want to get caught up on a bunch of other shows. But we'll talk about that in the next episode.
Yeah, I'm going to watch some X-Men. I started that this morning. I didn't finish it. Ooh. The new movie. It's on HBO on demand, so I was like, it's going to be a thing. But yeah, I'll give you my criticism. The critique of it.
3 more hours. I'm not
3 more hours. Screw off.
I can't. We'll do that for the 100th episode.
Yeah, do it every week. That'll be 2 years later.
Nobody quote me on that one.
I'm looking forward to. If somebody actually says they want to join this, they are like these. Because we're gonna say if you want to join us, you got to stay for the whole thing. There is no dipping.
Yeah, there's no dipping. You are here for the you're in.
Right to the end. And I think this is part of the problem we had with our other podcasts is you and I could just go blah, 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 and everyone wanted to wrap it up.
Can. Yeah.
Like there's a lot of times our podcast just ended way too soon for me.
Yeah, my whole rule for this is just go until we can't go anymore. Yeah. So there may be 3-hour episodes. There may be 20-minute episodes. Does not matter how long.
We will accept money to go longer.
Yeah, we will. Bribery to go longer, also to support this podcast and let me buy more expensive mixers.
Ooh, I want to get a mixer. I will admit that.
Am I going to be? Or let's see what happens in this wonderful episode of Speedrunners.
The fat chicken's running again on mine.
Kind of hope I do.
I'm ending this. You can continue.
Anyway, yeah, it's over. Mixers War 1, by the way. Anyways, thanks for watching, everybody. Hope you enjoyed.
Yep.
As usual, subscribe to everyone. Subscribe to Rivet, subscribe to me, follow. Doesn't matter. Everybody's linked. Love you all.
My microphone again. Sorry, everybody.
I'm going to go to bed now.
Good night, everybody.